Hey,
What's
bro.
up, everybody? What's up, Michael? How you doing, man?
Good. Good to see you, Gabe.
Great seeing you, man. So today we got a great show for everybody.
Yeah,
Can't
man.
wait to get this going.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
we got a bunch of our buddies already jumping on. We got Joel. What's up, Joel? How you doing?
Hey, Joel. Good. I hadn't talked to Joel in a while.
Right? Oh, he just posted what's her name? Size Snoodles. Oof, man, he does such a great job with those.
Yeah, yeah.
Jose, what's up, Jose? McFly. Uh, Chris, what's up, Chris? Steven, what's up, Steven? How you doing? What up, Jason? Sean, what's up, Sean?
Hey, Sean.
Armando, what up? Scotty, what's up, Scott? How you doing, man?
Hey, brother. I hadn't talked to
Hey,
Scott in a while.
I think that's Nancy, right?
NC, yeah.
Pete, what's up, Pete? What's up? Sean, Janine, what's up, Janine?
Hey, Janine.
Coy, what's up? Felipe, what's up, Felipe? Luke, how you doing? Yeah, man. As people start rolling in. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for this episode.
Yeah, for sure. And hey, guys, thanks for your loyalty. Every Saturday night, you guys are like clockwork, right, Gabe? Right on time, right with us,
Yeah,
joining
man.
us.
No,
You guys are
it's
the best family.
definitely super cool. And yeah, we were just actually talking backstage a little bit with Jeff. And are you into autographs, Michael? I mean, I know you have a few, but
You know what? It's really funny that you bring that up because so Jeff, I was lucky enough to have Jeff come hang out with me here
yeah,
at the Star Killer House, and um, we were hanging out and talking, and I knew a lot about his other like his statue collection, and
mhm,
obviously we collaborated a lot on the action figure cases, and
yeah,
but I didn't have a clue about the autographs and stuff that
mm,
he has, and
yeah,
it's what's so amazing is about this show and talking to Jeff about his autographs is it's not just hey I went to celebration and I stood in line for 2 hours and I got an autograph.
yeah,
We're talking about a gentleman that he's just how he received got these autographs and how he would send a lot of this stuff. It's really the stories. I mean, it's real risky, right? On
yeah,
how he's acquired a lot of it, and he was doing it. We'll get into it, but he was doing
yeah,
this stuff before a lot of people were really into a lot of that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Well,
he picked
that's
up some cool shit.
Well, that's the thing about autographs, right? If you really think about it, right? As most collectors, it's like, okay, you can go, you can buy whatever. Yeah, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you got to make, certain connections to get a
Yeah.
certain piece. Or like in the model world, right? You have to kind of know the model maker.
Yep.
But with autographs, you do have to get pretty creative, right?
Yes, that's
And
right.
it's one of those things where you control how it looks and you're controlling kind of what little collection of autographs you're getting, and that's the coolest part to me,
Yes.
is that
Yes.
you could do it in smaller bunches, right? Like you could be like,
Yeah.
okay, now I want to go for like every Vader, right? Or
Yeah.
every, I don't know, every stormtrooper or whatever, right?
That's right. Yeah, I remember when I first met Jeff, and he had sent me this really cool, one of a kind Kenner piece where he sent this, and I know we've talked about it before,
Yeah,
but
we'll
he
see.
sent this thing to get autographed by all these different Kenner people. So it went
Yeah,
from one household to the next, and
yeah,
these are retired people, and
yeah.
he might have it like 70% signed, and then all of a sudden it gets lost in the mail or some shit. I mean, it's
Right.
like that.
That's the scary part,
Yeah,
right?
it's like crazy shit. So
Yeah,
it's a different kind of collecting, and when I saw some of his stuff, I thought, holy crap, this is
yeah.
something that we need to show people. And
Yeah, I mean, I remember you telling me, because
yeah,
I mean, I kind of knew Jeff had some, some autographs, but after you were telling me, about his amazing collection, I
yeah,
remember that you were like,
yeah.
yeah, we got to show his collection, and absolutely, I'm so glad to have him on.
Yes, sounds
Um,
really good. Yeah, and hey, Gabe, I just want to let you know, an hour ago, I just found out my youngest son, Indiana, they did a gender reveal, and I'm gonna have another grandson coming.
oh,
So, yeah, so
congratulations,
I got a little
nice.
grandson. They did the. It's crazy how they do that stuff nowadays.
Yeah. So how
I was
many?
right too. We all had our little boy, girl, or whatever
Yeah.
sticker, and
Did you guys do it big? Like, was it a big
It was
reveal?
a
Or?
pretty big one, Tannerite, the whole thing. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't some, do you know what Tannerite is? It's like a big,
No. Is it like an
it's a
explosion?
deal you shoot it. Yeah, I mean, we're talking
Okay.
like crazy shit. But no, it was a normal thing. They just hit like this little bazooka thing, and
Oh, nice.
it was really cool. I was really proud. Everybody started
That's
crying.
awesome, man. So
Yeah.
how many is that for you now?
Oh, you had
Your
to ask
grandkids.
me. So it's 2, 4, 5.
5 grandkids,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's great. Yeah, what's crazier is I was talking to my wife about this just recently because I mean my daughter's, she's 19, she's 20. I mean, she's still, young, she's in
Yeah,
college, but
yeah,
I mean, nevertheless, like I had her when I was about her age. So like I mean, she's way more responsible than I am, but I mean, and like you just never know, right? Like
yeah.
you could be talking to Grandpa Gabe pretty soon. No.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Jedi 5 Liberty says, dude, Michael, I named my son Harrison because my wife wouldn't let me name him in Indiana.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I remember his grandpa giving me a hard time about Indiana, and I'm like, it's Indiana. And then his middle name's Michael. Well, it's actually Michael Indiana Hawes, but since he's born, I've called him Indiana. So
Yeah.
that's what everybody calls him. But he
Yeah.
would always call him Michael. And I'm like, hey, his name's Indiana. It's got this
That's
big
funny.
argument.
Yeah. That's
So
hilarious, dude.
yeah, so through school, everybody always called him Indiana Jones, and
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
not even a collector or
Yeah. Oh,
into
look
any
what
of that stuff.
I'm like. Speaking of,
And
like,
thank you.
should I wear my Indiana Jones hat?
Yeah.
my daughter my daughter got it at Disneyland. They sell
Man,
and it,
it's legit. Is it kind of dark or is it just the camera?
and
It
it
looks
says
legit. The
Indiana
style.
Jones.
Oh, that's cool.
It's brown. I think it's just the lighting's
Yeah, yeah.
a little light in here. I mean, a little dark,
Weather it up real good.
right?
That's really cool.
Yeah, but it's like it's funny. Like it's like actually like I mean they're
You know
not.
what?
It's not like the super because the company that makes them still makes them, right? Like the ones
No,
that
I never knew that.
yeah. So, but I think they're
Yes.
like 1,000 or over $1,000. Pretty crazy.
Oh, damn. Hey, so what is that? The people who made it for the movie or something, or what?
The ones for like the that are super expensive, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They still,
Oh.
yeah, they still make them. It's
So
crazy.
I don't know if I told you, but the guy that did the Wampa,
Hmm.
you remember you helped me get that Grail, that gold. What is it, the golden idol?
Hmm.
Whatever you call that.
Hmm.
I remember you helped me. You remember helping me with that?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, he's actually doing out of foam that concrete bottom piece that
Oh,
it
for the
sits on.
restaurant.
Yeah, for the restaurant.
Nice.
So I think it'd be really cool to have a whip and a really legit hat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That'd be real cool.
Dope.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
guys, and not today, Michael. Not only do we have Jeff, we're going to go over autographs. But speaking of autographs, today's going to be our
yeah,
big giveaway for the Marcel signature plaques, the ones we
yeah,
signed. So we're going to do that
yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah.
Um, let's bring them on. Yeah,
Let's do it, brother.
let's bring on. What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
Hey, glad to be here.
How you been,
Thanks
dude?
for having me. I'm good, man. It's an honor to be here. So congratulations, Michael, on
Thank you on
another
India.
one. So are you sure
Yeah,
you got the count right? It's on video.
yeah, I know. No kidding. Exactly. And it's funny because after me and Gabe were talking, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to be careful. It's on video.
Between Denise and I, we've got 8 kids, bro. You know what I mean? So she's got grandkids. I mean, it's hard to keep up with them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope it's going to be a while for us. So
Oh, I
yeah.
understand. I understand.
And today we also got Marcel here. What's up, Marcel? How you doing,
Hey guys,
man?
congratulations, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Marcel.
Yeah, I guess your family reunions are just going to get ridiculous after this.
Oh man, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Trust me, it's getting to that point where, Dad, we used to come to your house, but now you guys need to come over to our house, and then it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
getting
you
big.
Can you cook 20 wood-fired steaks at once?
I know.
Or just two?
I could. I can, brother.
Michael? Do you have some rule? Because look, with your own kids, it's one thing, but the grandkids, like, do you have rules about the grandkids going into your gallery and stuff? And like,
You know what? It's really funny that you said that's a good question. So, my oldest is 6, right? And she's, she actually loves Barbies.
mhm.
So it's really cool to see her go into Denise's gallery, and she just looks around in awe,
Hmm.
and she's respectful. You know, she
Oh, yeah.
you know what she did? She went in there the other day and she dropped on her knees in front of all of the dolls on the wall, and she just looked. You know, she's just looking
Oh,
around, and it was so
That's
cool. Made me so
incredible.
excited. You know, so
yeah.
it's really cool. So
I mean, imagine that.
yeah,
Imagine being, 6, 7, 8 years old and walking
yeah.
into something like that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because a lot of them don't know. At first, a long
yeah.
time ago, Kaylee used to be scared of Chewbacca, but
Oh
she loves Chewbacca now. So
yeah.
yeah, thanks for the question. That's a good question.
Yeah, man. Well, cool, guys. Well, thank you everybody for jumping on. Marcel, I know, we released, right? We announced that print 2 weeks ago now, is it? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, I just want to bring up really quick. So, guys, it obviously, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We
Yep.
did this little signature plaque in collaboration with Marcel in order to just to give them away, right, Marcel? Just to kind of as
That's right.
a thank you gift. So we'll do that today. We got to think of a hashtag. So whatever hashtag you guys want to pick, whoever's in the chat and whoever bought one of these prints, right, Mike? I mean, Marcel, whether it's the 30 by 40 or 16 by 20, if you guys bought one, you're going to type in this hashtag that we're going to come up with in a little bit. And
Yeah, we'll
then,
do them one at a time.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
we'll pick a winner, okay? But before we get to that, the 16 by 20 sold out, right?
Yeah, that sold out in 2.5 hours the night we dropped it.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. That was great. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks, Collection Wars people, all people, Mike, of course, Gabe. Thank you, guys. That was great. Really cool.
Absolutely. And then the 30 by 40s, you just to remind everybody, sorry.
Yeah, so while you're fixing that up, the 30 by 40s, there's addition of 12. There are 2 remaining of these. So we didn't quite make it to 100% sold out in 2 weeks, but pretty darn close. So you can have a white background, as you can see there, or the other one is the black background. It's up to you. There's only 2 left in the edition. The 16 by 20s are gone. And the 30 by 40s, 2 left. So the 30 by 40s, they make for great museum style pieces for your home on the feature wall. They're pretty big. They're 100% reproduction. Yeah, they're very, very nice. So you can have a plaque with them or not. It's totally up to you. So
2 left. So hopefully by the end of tonight, everybody watching, we'll sell those 2. That way,
well, go and get them right now so you can get in on the plaque action.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if anybody wants to jump in on this signature plaque, yeah, definitely go pick one up.
I love those. The colors are just amazing.
Yeah, it worked out quite nicely.
Can I ask a question about the plaques real quick?
Yo, bro.
Why is Michael's signature different on the gold one versus the silver one?
Dude, don't even go there. Don't even go there. It's legit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, and hold those up, Marcel, because that's not faded. It is in the picture, but
yeah, they're really clear. I don't know. Can you see like that?
Yeah, I mean,
so this is like at 1 drink, and no, this is 1 drink.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is like the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys something? My wife can sign my signature. I swear to God, better than I can, and it's hilarious. I've had that signature since I was 18.
30 by 40, 16 by 20. Sorry, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I interrupted you.
Now, how do I enter again, Marcel?
Awesome.
Don't worry,
so, all right,
we got you set up.
I think we should do this now. Let's do this.
So you want to do hashtag 30 for the 30 by 40?
Hashtag 30? Yeah, let's do that. All right, so everybody that bought one of the bigger ones, just type it in the comments, hashtag 30, and let me put that into the giveaway tool over here.
There might not be anybody live that grabbed them because there was only 12 of them. So the 25.
I know. Well, we'll see. I mean, it might only be a couple people that did it, and there you go.
Do we have any hashtag 30s? No.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Oh, well, c'est la vie. Mike, maybe we can just send this one to you.
I know, right?
Just so all you guys know in the queue, I've been bitching nonstop about how I want that silver one. So I hope it works out.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah, he wants the silver one because that's the real Michael signature.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, that gold one. Shut up, Jeff. That gold one's worth a lot of money.
All right. Do we have any hashtag 25s in the house? Any hashtag 25? No, sorry. Hashtag 16
Yeah,
for the
let's do
16 by
hashtag
20.
16.
Any hashtag 16s in the house? Otherwise, I'll keep them both.
Hey, Marcel, while that's going on, did you by chance? What was the percentage of black to white on the 16 by? Was it, or even altogether? Was it like a
No,
50
it was
50?
like
Was most
it was
people
like
go black?
99.9999 black.
Gotcha.
I think we sold one white background. Well,
Really?
it's between Sean Stone and Ravenwood.
Yeah, and Steven. Oh no.
Oh, they got some more coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
We'll give it a little while. Like
Yeah.
let's here. I'm gonna type it in the comments.
All right. And then we can talk about the other stuff and then pick our winner, and then we can jump on and to the feature guest of the day, the mighty JeffS.
Hey, Vic, what's up, buddy? How you doing, Matt?
We got 3 in the house. I don't know. That's not going to be tough. I don't know. Anybody got 3-sided dice?
Hey, what do I need to do? What can I do?
Oh, okay. There you go. Poor Gabe working away.
Yeah, I can hear him typing.
I know.
There you go.
Very
All
It's
right,
always good like that.
just so people know what's up if they're watching a little bit late. All right, well let's kind of just jump into something else really quick, Marcel.
Yeah.
That way we can kind of go through that before we jump into Jeff's awesome collection. You just released the new print, right?
Yeah, so the Darth Maul is up. Right now, we are just doing the signature series. So this will be signed by Ray Park on a plaque, same as the Anthony Daniels and the Ian McDermott. The order window is until July 16th. This is our best-selling print. We've sold more of these already on the first day than we have of anything else. So it's a 30 by 40, 100% reproduction of the Darth Maul. It's a signature series, so you'll get the plaque signed by Ray Park and myself. Much love to Nilda. Nilda is meeting Ray in Florida, and so she's handling the plaque stuff. I'm going to try and get down there, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. It's pretty complicated situation for me as we're also going to San Diego. Yeah. So this is available now on the website. And for those of you that are interested in the 16 by 20s, those will be dropping in August. So right now, the 30 by 40 signature series is available. Again, this is a museum style piece for a feature wall in your home. Once July 16th is done, the pre-order window is closed, and that's it for Ray Park signature series pieces. Yeah, I had the opportunity to meet Ray. I brought him his print. He was extremely happy about it, and it was great meeting him. He was a very, very kind-hearted guy. Super cool dude.
That's awesome. So Marcel, just to be clear, the 30 by 40s are only going to be signature, right? You're not going to offer a non-signature edition, are you?
Oh no, we'll be doing thanks for the clarification, Gabe. I depend upon you for that sort of thing. Yeah, there will be 30 by 40s, like maybe 4 or 5 available, okay, in case somebody wants them down the line. So right now, until July 16th, the signature series. After that, in August, 16 by 20s will be available. A lot of people want those, so I apologize. We're just dealing with the Macquarie and this, and our printer had some problems, so we just couldn't do everything at the same time. So 16 by 20s and normal non-signed signature series Darth Mauls will be available in August. So we'll announce all that stuff so everybody knows.
And then you also sent me these beautiful pictures of
Oh,
your
Yeah.
artwork
So,
framed up. Look how cool this is.
Jeff, is this Ken?
It's Ken Bishara.
Yeah, Ken Bishara. So that's our Emperor 30 by 40, and we have 3 of those left. The rest of the editions are sold out. Everything is sold out. So we just have 3 of those left. I wanted to send this because Ken, I think there's one more. This is Ken's office.
Yeah, that one. He does like a bluish light with it.
He makes my stuff look much better than it actually is, and I just wanted to share that and use the opportunity to remind folks that there's just 3 left. That's it.
That's super cool.
Hey, Gabe, you have that one, right? You have that.
I do.
Have
Yeah. I got it. I mean, it's in a tube, not displayed as cool as this.
No,
but
that's cool. And I actually meant the EFX helmet. You have that helmet?
yeah.
I thought you did because you're the
Remember,
one.
I convinced you to get it. Remember?
Yes, I do. I thought that thing would be like 16 grand by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's they're climbing up there now.
Yeah.
But
every time I see these prints, Marcel, of like the human face or of the emperor, I just it's like you took the freaking picture, dude. It's so amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. I really appreciate that.
Great
I mean,
job.
your space, is jaw-droppingly amazing as well, right? I mean, they're just different things, different presentations, but I think they show equally how much we're both so passionate about the subject, which is Star Wars, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Brings out the best of us, I like to say.
I love seeing, and like that's what Gabe and I do. We love seeing, getting inspired on ideas and lighting and.
Look at Ken's presentation here. I've never seen anything like it. It's really, really spectacular.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. So Gabe, where are we at? I think we had one individual for the 30 by 40.
Do we have one?
Yeah, I didn't catch the name. Camboodles or something?
Cinnabon?
Camboodles. Sorry.
Cinnabon. Yeah.
That's your new name now, Camboodle.
Cinnabon. Oh wait, Cinnabon has both the large and the little.
Yeah. Cinnabon, can you drop your name to Nancy so we can? She just wants to know who you are, so we can send it to you. Thanks, Jedi Life. Cool. We don't want to take too much time. Maybe if we do you want to do this at the end after Jeff?
We'll do it at the end.
Okay.
All right.
So stick around. I'm gonna hop out. Stick around. We want to make sure that you guys get your plaques. Don't worry, Mike. We got one for you coming or going, whichever way it is. Much love to everybody. Nice to see you, Jeff. Thanks, Gabe.
Again, Marcel.
Much love to the Collection Wars community and everybody else out there. Have an awesome night. And here comes an awesome show of Jeff's incredible space.
Jeez.
All right, I'm out.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Marcel. Continue, Marcel, like always.
All right, Marcel.
You too, bro.
We'll keep you updated right now at the end.
Sure, I'll be watching.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Thanks, Marcel.
Well, it'll be easy then. It's only like 3 pictures, right, Gabe?
3, yeah. That's it, right? That's all.
Pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're actually they're behind you. So I mean,
right, it's right here. That's it.
There. Those are the 3. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
it's been a great show.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. So I was just going to say, everybody. I know you've been on several different shows, and a lot of people in the community know who you are and have seen your Star Wars collection of your stuff, like what you have behind you. But for those that are watching our show that haven't had the opportunity to see it, let everybody know pretty much a step back on what you've been doing for the last several months, because we know that a lot of this stuff has been in boxes and you finally got it all set up, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I need to do a room tour still. I'll probably just do a room tour, post it on my YouTube, and then share the link with everybody.
Cool.
But yeah, most of it's out of boxes. It's still a little messy in the front on the camera. I still got stuff on the floor like a true Star Wars collector.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, most of the statues are all out of boxes now. I got the droid out of the box, right? It's up and running now. So yeah, it's all up and good to go. The only thing that's actually not up on walls or anything right now is signatures, which is kind of funny.
Which is what we're going to talk about.
Right.
So Jeff, before we jump into everything, I want to know the backstory of
Yeah.
this. How did you get into signatures? You know, how long have you been collecting these? You know, kind of give us the rundown.
Yeah, so this was pretty much my jam. I mean, I was doing a lot of autograph stuff. I originally, when I first started doing autographs, I did like everybody kind of starts out a little bit with autographs, and I'm like, well, you know what? Everybody's honest. I'll just go out and buy one on the web, right? And
Oh,
I went out and bought a Peter Mayhew autograph,
mm,
and I posted it on a group, local group, and people were like, "That's fake. You know, it's not valid."
wow.
And then I searched around for a lot of Facebook groups, and I found the SWAU group, which probably a lot of people that are watching have seen that group. Um, the really educated guys. The guy from Beckett was in that group, and he's one of the world's largest autograph collectors. He's on Pawn Stars all the time.
Mhm.
But he kind of educated me on signatures and how to find which ones were fake, which ones weren't.
Hmm.
So we were like getting the right things.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was able to return it. So, and
Oh, good.
kind of started on a path of like kind of Michael was talking about at the beginning, like even looking people up or trying to figure out, who did what voice or right. I mean, I think we've talked about it before too. I like to try to be different
I
and
was
go
gonna
after
say
some
that's
things.
original for sure.
Yeah, I like to go after things that are a little different. And we'll go through some of the pictures because some things are, everybody's seen like Mark Hamill and the Anthony Daniels and the Rays. And so like there's some pictures that are in the mix tonight that probably a lot of people don't even know who that person is, or when we talk about them, you'll be like, wow, that's the guy.
Hmm.
And the way that they signed it, sometimes they put a little blurb about them on the bottom, like who they covered and what they were doing, like on the X-wing shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of, I didn't have any of this stuff before, right? So the autographs were my jam. I started to sell off a little bit of the autographs to get other things like we all do, right?
Yeah.
You sell off a few things to get some larger pieces, and that worked well because autographs have taken off.
Yeah.
So
So before we even jump into this, because we want to get a good foundation of like knowledge with the autograph. So what are some of those tips? What are like you that you've been in the collecting, the autograph stuff for a while now? What are some things that collectors, right? Like if I wanted to jump into the autograph world, what do I do? Where do I start? What's a good
yeah,
starting point?
there's actually the only group that I trust out of any of them right now for autographs is SWAU.
Okay.
And we even talked about that behind the stage. I don't participate a lot as much as I used to with SWAU, but like they are the authority. If you're
Okay.
going to get something autographed or find something that's autographed, they have a service that you can actually send like if
Mhm.
you're getting ready to buy something and you're kind of questioning it,
Mhm.
send in and pay like I think it's 10 or $20, and
Mhm.
their guys will authenticate it because they're used to seeing those signatures.
Mhm.
They do a lot of private signings with a lot of people too,
Mhm.
right? So they're very trustworthy,
Yeah.
and that's most of it. And then the other piece is the only two certification companies that I trust these days with Star Wars stuff is PSA and
Mhm.
Beckett. So if it has one of those certifications on there, I
Mhm.
pretty much count it as that it's real and it's good to go.
Yeah.
Are you
Um,
familiar with them, Gabe?
I am, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, yeah,
yeah,
because they're usually at most conventions, right? They'll usually have some type of little booth where you can go and get everything.
they
Um,
are. And some of the other ones, I mean, they're around. I mean, JSA is pretty good, but I mean, they started in sports, right? And then kind of moved off into Star Wars. Beckett, I mean, their chief guy is like, again, he's like world's largest collector of autographs. The guy's
yeah.
insane as far as what he's got.
That's
And
cool.
I mean, I trust him, right? And then there's another guy that's in that group called Bindu. They call him Bindu. He he has crazy stuff. I mean, I'm going to show you some things tonight, but he has like unbelievable things too that he's just been collecting for years. But so those are kind of it's like everything in the communities, right? You look for the resource that is friendly, right? Knowledgeable, and that can give you some information as far as like helpful things to kind of go after things like prop replicas or statues or models and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, find
Okay.
your reputable guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, because I think that's kind of the scariest thing that I, at least that I went through. Like when I was finding or Peter Cushing's autograph, right? I had to do a lot of research before actually like pulling the trigger, because again, I mean his autograph's not cheap anymore, right? Just because
Right.
it's hard to come by. So
Yeah.
just the research, and I mean that took such a long time just to make sure that I felt comfortable, with it.
I do. So I know we like foundation wise too. So there's a couple, like I can't make every con. None of us can make every con in the universe or in the world. There's a group of people that I trust also across the country. So I'll send them a piece, and they'll go to the con that's in their kind of region, and they'll get the signature for me and send it back to me. So that's
It's a
again,
lot of work to do all that stuff.
it is, and it's the packaging of it. Like you got to package this stuff up like
Yeah.
take a bomb.
It's a lot of commitment.
Yeah, it is. And pin types, like if you're like if you want to, like a lot of times you don't want the signer at the table signing with their own pins, because
Right.
they've signed 100 pins. They've signed 100 things, right? So,
Right.
and we'll show you a picture too where Mark Hamill's going through and he's signing a bunch of things, and he got a hold of a dry pin, and it's not
It just
great.
doesn't.
It's faded,
Yeah.
right? Without it even being
Wow, you
faded.
don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah, but like if you have a specific pen type, or right, I mean, you'll see with the Stormtrooper one too. Like
Yeah.
you got to send that pen with it, but you got to make sure it's wrapped up properly so it doesn't get
Yeah.
damaged, and leak all over the place. So
Right. And do you already like shake it, get it ready, or do you leave it
yep.
like ready for them? Right.
Yeah, so I have a whole photo. Like I have a, it's funny. I have a photo of Moff Gideon where I just write my name right
Yeah.
over and over on that piece of picture
Yeah.
every time those pins come back, right? And then that way they're ready and primed, ready to go again. So
Nice.
yeah, but
Yeah, see, that's why he's questioning my autograph game. You know what I mean? What the hell?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
didn't do that. I didn't shake that pin around. I should have taken
yeah.
my
I
time,
should have. Yeah, I should have told you that,
like
Michael.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Dave did. I
Yeah,
didn't
because I did. I practiced a couple times until the
for
ink was
sure
nice and solid.
because
Well,
I'll
if
write
you
it on a
see,
check and it looks great.
if you've ever seen like people that help like at a con, like they'll be the handler, or they'll
Yep.
slide pictures
Yep.
over to people.
Yep.
They actually have a whole thing of pins, and they'll actually like every once in a while they'll make them like right on a scrap piece or a scrap photo. So they'll be like Jeremy, for instance, like Jeremy Bullock. He had a piece of like picture that was like he had 100 signatures on it of him, right? And it was just 100 like things of him at the con.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting.
So, Jeff, before we move on, and start looking at some of these pictures, so somebody asked. Let me bring that up. Izzy brought up, what about official picks? Right, we've heard about them. They were at Celebration. They were kind of in charge of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use them? Obviously, they're trustworthy, right, and everything. So.
They are, yeah. Chris Wyman and those guys. So Official Picks was the original people as far as autographs at all of Celebration and everything else. Their photos were like second to none, because right, you got to get official photos if some of these people want to sign, right? So it's not faded and everything else. Official Picks pictures, even blank pictures that Official Picks did back in the day, are worth money. So even if it doesn't have any signature on it, people will pay top dollar for Official Picks type pictures without signatures. Topps took over and took the licensing away from Official Picks. Topps has been a nightmare. It was a nightmare in Orlando for Celebration. They didn't handle it correctly. And Official Picks is kind of making their way back into the market as far as the signatures go for Star Wars. But yeah, also very reputable. He has a lot of good people too.
Nice.
So when you mention the handling, does that mean like when they get your product or something, how they take care of it? And now I
Yep.
understand. Okay.
Yeah, because if you get 8x10 is fine. Like if you get into larger prints, if somebody's just holding it like this, right, you get you'll get a finger mark in it. You'll get a handling mark or a wrinkle in it, right? Because you're shifting it around the table, and right? And then a handler next to, like, for instance, Anthony Daniels or Jeremy, right? Well, they'll basically prep it, right? So they'll like get it nice and straight and then slide it over to the person,
Yeah.
right? And then he'll move it down the chain so that you don't smear it, right? They don't press into it or do something
Yeah,
weird. So
Got it. All right.
So I know we're going to see this in a second, but is 8 by 10 your what you like, or do you go a little bit bigger? Or does it just vary?
So so in my old place, my old man cave I had a whole wall, and the reason I got 8 by 10 was so I could fit as many pictures on the wall as I possibly could.
That's
Right. So 8 by 10 was my kind of like thing for a long time, and then I went to some larger formats. I've got some 11 by 14s in there. I actually have a cantina in there that's like 16 by 20. But yeah, depending on what I wanted at the time, as far as larger prints, I would go after the larger print too. So yeah,
Do you have a place in there where you're getting ready to? So do you have a wall dedicated right now where you're going to put all that stuff?
I have very limited space, but like some of the bigger ones will probably go on, like, Cave's familiar with this, probably go on a couple of the doors. My Vader piece will go over Vader. I got a Fett piece that'll go over Fett. And then the other parts, I'm probably going to upload them into my digital frames, the pictures, so that I can cycle through the signatures right on a regular basis.
Yeah,
That's
for
cool.
me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we talked about those digital frames, right? Because they're the larger ones, right? Like the
Yeah, they're like they're a little bit bigger than 11 by 14.
wow.
So, but yeah, I like them. I got to take really good quality pictures and get them uploaded into there. But that's how I plan on, like, the majority of my signatures and cycling them through.
Yeah, that's a clever way to do it. Yeah,
Yeah, minimal wall space, right? We're all dealing with minimal wall space.
exactly.
So,
Well, let's bring up some of your stuff here.
yeah.
So we'll start off with this one. Look at, I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So tell
So,
us about this.
Dude, that's badass.
yeah, so it's all the bounty hunters. Right? We've lost Alan Harris. We lost Jeremy. The only one that's not signed is Dinger.
Dengar.
That's actually it's because nobody knew who he was for the longest time, and he was a boxer, and he passed away a long time. I think the boxer's name was last name Bush, but so it's left blank. A lot of times when people get this picture signed, they cut him out, right? They just remove him out of it.
That's cool, man, that you did that.
Yeah, this one's like it's a comic book image. It was in a comic book. I always wanted a full blown, like, bounty hunter picture where it's got all of them in it, and that one's probably going to go over there by Fett. I tried also, like, when I get stuff framed, I'm very meticulous as far as, like, what I want framed. Because once you take an investment in framing, right, it gets pricey, right? I can't frame every single picture you've got. So you got to kind of think about your space, and right, some of these were in my space before. The only other thing I would do would finish this off is I would get there was a guy that did some of the outfit, some of the work on that. So you could finish it off with him, but I don't know. I kind of leave it as like a tribute.
Yeah, and you never know with these new Disney series coming out. Like, you just never know if they're going to reintroduce the character at some point, or maybe even the voice. Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I saw him in that, but you just never know, right?
I like it because this piece is hard too, because you basically get the character. So every character name is on there, right? A lot of times people will charge extra these days, right? Back in the day, you could get a signature and a little script, little description, little, like, character name, right? Now you'd have to pay for that, right? It's a double charge.
Wow.
So, and I like that it's all in the same ink. These all were gotten at the same con. They used to run all together.
That was my first question.
Yeah.
I have a question, dude.
Yeah.
look, I'm not trying to get all weird on you guys, but I want to know. Okay, these were the actors that portrayed the character, correct?
Correct.
And you were there to get these signatures, correct? On
Nope.
this, okay,
This
not on this one.
nope. This is a con.
Well,
This is a con helper.
this is clearly not right. I'm sorry, dude. The people that signed this, they didn't do it correctly. Everybody knows that the first signature is Zuckus. That's not Forlong. And everybody knows
That's true.
that Zuckus over there is Forlong. And it just pisses me off, dude. You guys can't get that shit straight. I want to know if they told him to sign that way or if they ask. You know what I'm saying? That's a legit question. Gabe, do you know where we're at? Do you know what I'm talking about, Gabe?
Yeah, because of the Kenner toys.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I know
That's
Kathy
I'm
Monroe
real
signs as
curious. I'm
Zuckus all the
curious.
time. So
What's that?
Kathy Monroe signs as Zuckus all the time. So
Really?
I mean, but that was a Kenner mistake, right? I mean that.
Yeah.
I mean,
But everybody that like I'm telling you, anybody that's watching right now that's from my era, they're gonna agree with me. I promise you.
well, hey, look,
Now,
it's
I'll
an
give you
error
some.
then, right?
I know it's right, but it's not right. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's funny.
To me, that is Zuckus and always will be Zuckus. You know
I
what I
got
mean?
you. I got you.
But I think that is just super freaking badass. I'm so excited.
It
to get
is.
these,
Well,
man.
this is another piece that's
Oops.
it's super unusual for me, right? I mean, because most of the time when you see the bounty hunters, you see them on right a screenshot or right the standard one that everybody gets. This one's not standard. It's like I haven't really seen very many of these around.
Such original things. That's original. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and I like the framing on it with the silver and the right kind
Was
of.
that you're doing?
Yeah, that's basically working with the framer and walking through frames and walking through matting and spending a couple hours just doing that.
Gabe's good at that stuff too. I think even if it's like a little how he does things, I love how he does it.
Yeah, so it's unusual.
Well, speaking of frames, this one's really cool. And I love the fact that you picked the red and the blue matting on it, the line.
So so you talked about like focus, right? And we've always you guys talk about focus all the time on Collection Wars, right? You got things that you want to focus on. And when I was really deep into the signature stuff, I told myself like I'm gonna go after every lightsaber battle, right? Because that would be really cool. And what I was trying to do for the longest time is I was like, okay, usually it was two people fighting, right? So I would basically take the color of the lightsaber that was the loser and put it in the inside and the person that won on the outside, right?
Nice.
So, you would kind of just go through that way, and you'll see on a couple of the other ones, we were working towards that. I always wanted this shot. It's almost impossible to find one with Alec Guinness on this picture, right? Because just it's not there.
It's cool to know.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. You'll find a lot of Dave Prowse and James Earl Jones on it. But I always wanted this picture. So the only way to do it was to go after cuts, right? And you'll see I've got a couple like that too. But go after cuts and then have them framed out, right? So James Earl Jones, Dave Prowse, and
Dude,
Alec.
that's so cool. I was wondering who the third one was.
Yeah.
That's so
And
cool.
Alec Guinness, that's his like. So if you see it, he used to put that line underneath there, and it's a saber swoosh.
Oh, nice.
So it's not a smudge. It's actually him making a swoosh with the saber.
Oh, that's funny.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So and he used to put these, Alec Guinness, then he didn't have a lot of like pictures or Star Wars pictures. So he would send you a card, good wishes, best of luck.
Yeah.
Right. He'd say he was out of pictures. Also, Alec Guinness loved to sign in like crazy, stupid ink colors. Like he would do pink and, weird colors combinations. A lot of his stuff was signed pink. So, anyways, so it's kind of, that's my other thing. Like whenever I look for cuts, I try to make sure that I align on paper color, right? Signature color, right? And it takes you a little bit, right? It takes you some time to go through.
Jeez, man, that's major details.
Yeah.
Just like Scott Berry just said, you know, how the details of the red and white, you know, like the sabers. And
Yeah, and I
that's
still have that
really,
one framed up. That one will probably never leave my collection ever. It's
Yeah.
one that I got after the Mayhew debacle, right? Because I was like, then I was really hooked, and I'm like, man, I want to find one. I want to find this fight with Alec Guinness on it. And people were like, you're never gonna find it. You got to do it as a cut. And then I had people describe what cuts mean. And you'll see a lot of people that do cuts. Like there's a full blown. So instead of cutting it all up too, that Alec Guinness is that postcard that he sent is
Oh, you got the whole thing.
the whole thing's right behind
Yeah.
it. So
That's what I did with Peter Cushing one. I
Yeah.
just kind of framed it in a way where I had enough space to move the card
oh,
around.
that's cool, Gabe.
But
You're both such gentlemen, like good wishes. Who says that? You know. So,
yeah, he's a
yeah, so I didn't know that's what they're called, but that's what I did with my Obi-Wan saber because I have Alec Guinness's autograph like that, but it's a cut.
all cuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, and a lot of people do them now, especially hard guys to like get a hold of. Like you'll see a lot of it like within like Jaws, for instance. People will do a lot of Jaws cuts, right? They'll put all the signatures on the side and around it. People
I'd love to have that.
People are trying to do that with Back to the Future and
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
this one, yeah.
This one's yeah.
Yeah, so this one it's authenticated by Beckett. This is like probably my best Mark Hamill signature I've got. Right, it's iconic.
Yeah.
It's cool because he's a shadow like Vader.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
This was one of his last signings that he did. I got a bunch of Mark Hamills. He hasn't signed in years. Nobody knows if he actually will sign again. I think he will. I think he's just starving the community.
I agree with that. I remember you told me that.
Yeah. Well, when he sees Ford, I mean, Harrison Ford used to never sign at all. When Harrison Ford is getting like $900 an autograph to do like with SWAU, and then Harrison Ford actually now charges $2 if it already has Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, he'll charge extra.
Really?
Wow.
Yep. So he'll upcharge you.
What a dick.
That seems jerk.
Yeah. But he wasn't signing before at all, and then SWU got him going, and he's signed a couple times now. So, but yeah, this one, it's funny because I told you about the saber thing, and I didn't do that with this one. So, or this one. This one is the one where Mark Hamill had signed too many things.
Yeah.
And his marker went dry on him. I mean, it's still
there. You can still read it, but I get it.
Right. And I don't love that this one has GSA on the front, but you can't to get that off of there. I can't get that off of there on the back end on the back of this picture because a lot of people like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Beckett is on the back of it for the other two guys.
Oh, okay.
Ian McDermott and Dave Prowse. So, but yeah. So,
wow. Jedi 5, that's pretty cool to have Lucas and Hamill on a saber. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's hard to get too.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Dude, I love the colors.
Yeah, the McQuarrie concept. Look at that.
Yeah. So this was another part that I went after for a while too. Like I went after so many things that I could find with Ralph McQuarrie on it. Ralph McQuarrie had a full signature like this for a long time. And then he started, losing his control of his hands, which was
just do RMC.
And he would just do, RMQ on it.
RMQ, I mean.
Yep. And a lot of things that people have are late in his life that just have RMQ on it. But I used to go after just looking for full ones. Now the other piece with these is on the portfolio. These are portfolios. They came out back when we were all growing up. This is a real portfolio piece. It's not a copy. So it's the real portfolio piece.
Right.
He used to sign things by mail. Right. So a lot of times, and I have another one where it's like damaged. Right. So trying to find them in good shape are hard too, because the corners are bent or it's wrinkled because it was rolled. Some people don't like this picture. And the reason for it is because some purists in some of the autograph groups would love for it to just be McQuarrie. right? Just leave it at that. Just McQuarrie.
Oh, I understand.
Yep. Like kind of like, hey, look, you're kind of damaging the work because it's right.
Yeah, you added all these extra people. Okay.
Yeah, but like this one I did get Anthony Daniels. I did get the Jeremy. The other ones are basically con helps.
No.
I need
So
Hamill.
these are people that were in the dungeon, basically.
Yep. Yeah. So the Dave Barclay is one of the Jabba puppets. You got
Cool.
Femi on the bottom, which was the Twi'lek. Salacious Crumb with Tim Rose. Anthony Daniels is there. Right. Jeremy, of course. You got Fortuna, Mike Carter there.
It'd be cool to get Phil Tippett on that one for like the, the Max Rebo and obviously all the creatures.
Yeah, and I've thought about several times to get the Max Rebo guy on there. And this is one that I'm kind of like, this is one that I'm holding out for Mark Hamill signature too. Like, if I could get Mark on this one, I'd, be done with it. Plus, this was the one.
Amazing, what goes in. This is hard. This is a very difficult collection to put together.
Yeah, this one too. This is the one. If people want to talk about it, but this is the one that was in Boba Fett where they ran over in the street.
Yeah.
So the big art print that they crashed into and ran over.
Oh yeah.
But
that's right.
I love this one, and it's framed. The same thing. We went to the framer and went through color combinations and matting, and just trying to pick out what the nice highlighted piece would be. But I love this one because of the oranges. And
it's just beautiful frame.
Yeah, this one's really cool. I love it.
All my frames in my deal are all black borders, so I feel because I like seeing this. But Jeff, you remember coming over how I had the land speeder and it was brown. It kind of was different because I used to have that in one of my offices. But I love how you do this. But mine's all boring black all the way around. But even like the Marcel print, I'll do that same black border. Just so cool.
Yeah,
love this one, man. I love the colors.
This one's great. I love this one too.
This one, I mean, look at that. Look how many stormtroopers got on that.
Yep. These are all original A New Hope stormtroopers, all the people that were in the actual armor.
But then you got an Empire Strikes Back stormtrooper.
I know. I know. We said
Only
this.
You, Gabe. I wouldn't have even known.
Yeah, we said this. So this went all around Europe for like a year and a half, passing back and forth between cons. And this is an 11x14. The really hard one on this actual signature is the one down on the bottom right, that Tex Fuller. That one's really hard to get. He actually is so bad right now that he signs other people's names. So like he'll sign your picture and he'll sign it somebody else's name. He won't even sign Tex Fuller.
What? And who's Tex Fuller? I don't know. He
just was a guy that was in the Stormtrooper outfit. So did a lot of
A New Hope.
But why? What? Like does he do it on maliciously, or he's just kind of
brain is
done? Okay.
Done. That's the problem with a lot of the signatures too for the original trilogy, right? I mean, nobody's getting any younger.
Yeah.
So trying to track these people down and get things done and signed is crazy. This one will never leave again though, because like we talked about at the beginning, it's too risky now.
Yeah.
Unless I bring it in person somewhere, which a lot of the people that were in Stormtrooper outfits, they're all in the UK.
Yeah.
Right. So
is the guy that bumped his head, is that Stormtrooper on there or no?
I don't think he's on here. No.
I don't even know who it is. I just
So how did you get all of these different stormtroopers to sign this? Were you at a 501st thing?
No. So there's another group over there that does a lot of get-togethers with troopers and original guys. And they run the London convention over there. So a lot of times when they do I think it's LFCC. When they do LFCC, they try to grab any troopers that are around or Ewoks, for instance.
Very cool.
So you just kind of leave it with them and trust that this person's going to be around for another year.
Yeah,
right?
No shit.
And then you kind of keep taking a risk, like leave it there, or do I have them send it back? Right. So, all right, we'll keep it another year. You're going to have 2 more next year. Finally, I just pulled the plug and had them send it back. So, but yeah, it'll never leave. And Richard. So Richard Bonehill, he actually was a snow trooper as well.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah.
That's really cool. This one, to me, I'm like, man, this is so cool. I can't believe you got
Well,
like,
Yeah, it's John Williams on music.
okay,
Yeah.
how did this guy? What's that? What's the story behind this thing?
yeah.
Yeah. So John Williams doesn't sign any longer. He used to do you used to be able to write John Williams, and
Mhm.
pretty regularly he would send out a little postcard, right? Had a little picture of him, said John Williams on it, right? And that was it. And those go for big bucks right now. I mean, they're like in the neighborhoods of like $300 to $500, for a John Williams signature right now. Same thing. He's getting up there in age.
He's 90, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just turned 90 at Celebration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
So this is part of like tracking stuff down. So John Williams used to do he used to do appearances at like music schools and stuff like that to promote the art, right? To promote music. And there was a lady that I came in contact with that actually was going to be at that event, and I paid her to get the signature. So, and she sold it to me for very little. So
Nice.
but yeah, I got this 2 years ago. It's not like I've had it in my collection very long using it.
Yeah.
So, and then I did a custom frame. Like this is my framing. So
Oh, badass.
yeah, and I got the plaque from Ariel, and basically just took an old paintbrush, cut it all the way down, dipped it in some white paint, and flicked stars on the mat.
Oh, that's what. So you did that yourself. That's really cool.
Yeah, because when I went to the framer, I'm like, do you have anything that looks like stars or
Yeah.
like what can we do? And they're like, we don't have anything like that. And I'm like, and then I started looking at YouTube, and people were making like star mats and flicking stars on them. So
I mean, it looks great, dude.
Hey, can I tell you, you guys, even Gabe doesn't know this about me. I was in between and jobs, and this was only like 15 years ago, believe it or not. And I opened up, it was called Stargaze Illuminations 3D. And I went and I painted, I know you guys are freaking out right now. I actually painted stars in people's, like, kids' bedrooms, Gabe.
Mm.
So when they and it's a phosphorescent pigments, and
Oh,
I would go when the lights are out and tape off their room, and I would do Milky Ways and all that stuff. So when you were telling me about how you use the brush and flick that on there, I would order all these crazy fluorescent pigments out of Japan, because that's where a lot of the phosphorescent stuff comes from, and crazy.
This would be cool in that kind of paint, like where it
Yeah,
goes dark and,
absolutely. Yeah.
The funny part is when people see this print too, or when they see the matting and stuff on us, they always go like, "Where'd you get it? Would you sell me one? Would you make one?" And I'm like, if you had time, you could punch out a bunch of Star Wars mats that we're probably selling on Etsy. But
right.
yeah, because everybody wants to, like the mat. So, but yeah, this one's
definitely.
priceless.
I mean, it's priceless. That's so cool.
And it's a full movie sheet. So it's a full score, right, for the suite, for the main title.
That is so cool.
So, because if you zoom in on it, you might be able to see like where it actually basically has all the different like components of the orchestra.
Yeah. Oh, right there. It's F horn.
Yeah. It's got the clarinet. It's got the oboe. So it has all the lines for the orchestra.
That's funny. That's really cool.
So yeah, it's
check this one out. This one's man.
Same thing. See, these are cuts, right? This picture is impossible to get. I mean, it's not around for everybody to have signed it. This one was super hard, and I kind of struggled with because it was two different ink colors, so blue and black. And I also wanted vintage signatures on it, right? So if you look at it, Anthony Daniels signs like Anthony Daniels. He never changes.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill signature has changed over the years. This is like a very vintage Mark Hamill signature.
That's really cool that you know all that stuff.
Yeah, you learn a lot. And like I said, I learned a lot in the SWA groups and from trial and error with them. I mean,
Kenny
Kenny,
Baker's signature looks a little different than what's on my art too.
yep, these ones are vintage ones. The Carrie Fisher's from a book that she signed,
Mm.
right? The other two with Mayhew and Harrison. So Mayhew, he didn't sign like that when he was getting up there. So this is a vintage Mayhew. This is
Yeah.
a vintage Ford, right? So Ford doesn't sign like this anymore. He shrunk it down to just Ford. Looks really kind of shrunken down and singled out. But this is when he used to sign his full signature.
So Jeff, so you would like for that like Carrie Fisher's signature is on a book. So like you would find that book 'cause like and it had her signature. So you get that book and you would cut that out and put it on here.
Yep,
That's
you
so
cut the
freaking
page out.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
she did a
amazing.
lot of those too. Like she had a bunch of books. That, I mean, even like 2 years ago, you could buy a Carrie Fisher book signed for like a couple $100 on eBay, right? Because people were looking for
That's kind of a lot of money too.
right, but people were looking for pictures of Carrie Fisher,
Right,
Mm.
right, right.
right? I mean, it was the only way that like some people could afford to get a Carrie Fisher
Yeah.
was through a signature book. So, but now they're pricey because people want to do this with them. So,
That's cool,
Be
man.
cool like you did all those stormtroopers to have a lot of the Jawas that are still alive do a Jawa
It
one, you
would be
know?
a cool John.
I got a
But God,
job.
Gabe, can you imagine how freaking long to get all that to do that, right?
I mean, there might not be that. I mean, how many? You
There's a
know.
Java one in there, Gabe.
Oh, perfect. We're gonna see
Oh,
it.
badass.
See it
Yeah.
in a little bit.
Jeff, you
I know.
There's a Java one in there. This is Dave Prowse's. So this is one of the last things that Dave Prowse signed. There is a Ralph McQuarrie signature on there too. It's a full signature Ralph again
Yeah.
in silver. The Mark Hamill. This came from so they were selling these back in the day on like Home Shopping Network, right?
Mhm.
Mark Hamill, right? So got that. The Dave Prowse, you send to the UK, again, risky, right? It's a Ralph McQuarrie signed with Mark Hamill. You're sending it to the UK, right?
Jeez, man,
So
that's
send it to
devotion.
the UK for a guy that actually goes to Dave Prowse's house. He's
Yeah.
right, goes there every like couple months. And then Dave Prowse very rarely in his late stages would put anything down as far as like any additional writing. It would just be right, Darth Vader, Dave Prowse, right?
Oh, cool.
So my request was to the guy, I'm like, look, I've sent a couple pieces over to you. Is there any way, can you talk to him knowing that right, Hamill's on here and McQuarrie's on here? Can he just put a little phrase on there that says stay on the leader?
So that
And
was your saying to tell him to do that.
yeah. So
Oh man.
I haven't seen anything like this before. I framed it up. Same thing. We kind of picked that silver mat again that we use for the bounty hunters.
Mhm.
And we use that like that kind of that orangey color for what the X-wing ended up being, like the orange.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, and
that's
that's
fantastic. And this guy's passed away, and he did that for you, and
yeah.
it's freaking Darth Vader, you know.
This one's hard to see in pictures. Like the
Yeah.
silver actually really pops on the picture. Like when you're here,
Yeah,
it's hard to see it on actual like. Yeah, it's cool. I mean,
Were you when you got it? Were you like should have done it in silver, or now were you just happy to get it?
should have done it in silver. Yeah, this one it does bug me. It's a little that it's in blue, but in blue you have to be careful with. Like if blue gets in the sunlight, it fades.
Oh.
So you got to be super careful. A lot of time people will actually get their photograph, sign it, and then they'll make a digital copy of it, and then frame the digital copy, put the original in right ITOAs, and kind of put them behind.
Right.
So yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
dude, that's so cool, man.
This one's really cool.
Damn.
Got Hayden Christensen, right? Jake. What's his name?
Yep.
Jake
Jake Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Yep.
Right.
The only one that was on this when I got it was Jake Lloyd. So
Oh.
this one was a while ago now too. The only one that was on it was Jake Lloyd. James Earl Jones I got from somebody that is down in New York that saw James Earl Jones in Broadway. And then Dave Prowse was an overseas pickup. and Hayden Christensen was the last one added. I think that was through SWAU or a con. But Jake Lloyd, he's really messed up. Like he's not around. Like he's in mental hospital. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
People bullying on him, kind of like Jar Jar Binks.
This one's hard too, though, because you could go on with this one, right? You could add other people. You could,
No.
right?
Yeah.
But
Spencer Wild, wasn't Spencer Wilding and
Who's that?
the Rogue One or Rogue One
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Vader.
Yeah, I see.
but
what
like
you-
even Hayden was a little like for me, it was like, do I get Hayden? Do I? But
Isn't this the Vader, the prequel Vader or no? Right? The helmet, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't. But I mean, having Jake, James, and Dave, and sticking to a original, I don't know. It's yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't
No,
know.
I think you did it right. I think Hayden needed to be on there. I think, in my opinion,
So I don't think I would go any further. Like it's not that
Yeah.
one's not leaving. Same thing. It's framed. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's going above my Vader bust.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, because it'll be cool because so he'll be looking down on the Vader bust,
Yeah.
right? So thought it was cool.
You have your Vader bust.
Yeah. This is my new thing with signatures, right? So what I've been doing is people that aren't around anymore, same thing. We've been doing cuts, right? So these are cuts. Oh, this is the.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
That's all right. So that's a James Earl Jones cut, right? So it's cut from a different picture, a different thing, and it's on plaque. It's on a 3x7 plaque, right, to go with the actual bust.
How old is he now? He's what, mid 80s?
I think he's older than that,
Yeah,
actually.
he might be in the 90s, right?
Dude, that dude is like,
Yeah.
sounds like Darth Vader still. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't think he's done much anymore. So there's Dave Prowse, right? So we've all seen that. He gets really angry. Dave Prowse always puts Dave Prowse is Darth Vader,
Yeah.
right? Because he got
Like his stake. It's like his stake in the ground. Like, I am Darth Vader.
I am the Darth Vader, right? They tried to replace me, but they can't. So,
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the director, Manny reached out to him about being on our show. That he did that show about Darth Vader. What was it called? I Am Your Father or something.
Yeah, that's a really good. It's really good.
Man, it's crazy how good that is. I mean, Gabe and them introduced me to that, and Sean, and I'll tell you what, when you see that, you have a huge respect for David,
Yeah.
and we were very lucky, Gabe and I, to have some really cool prints that were donated to us with David. I
Yeah.
should have. I'll talk to you about that.
It's the Gamorrean guard, Stephen.
Yeah. What's
Oh,
funny?
that's cool.
So I was so Star Wars Celebration the first night. A few of us went out to just to grab a drink. This was, I think, on Thursday, and we ended up at the Hilton, the little lobby area.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the Hilton lobby area, and I'm talking to this tattoo artist. That's my friend, and we're just chatting up and everything, and this guy literally comes up to us and just starts chatting and just starts saying hi, and then I didn't connect it right away, right, until he showed his he was like, "Oh, I have a Gamorrean tattoo."
Oh, yeah.
And then I looked down at his badge, and he had kind of like an honorary, like 501st badge. And I was like, "Oh, it's the Gamorrean Guard." Oh, great! Yeah, so I had a little conversation with him about tattoos, and
Yeah, he's around a lot. He goes to a lot of different cons, and super chill guy. He actually has a band and stuff, and plays at some of the cons, and so yeah, really cool dude. Again, this is kind of my new thing, right? Is signature cards on plaque, right? Put with statues. I think it's kind of cool to see it with the statue. So,
yeah.
But
Hey Jeff, so when I go to, like, I'm in Vegas and I go into those sports places and you see like a big Rocky thing with the you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right? You see all these different autographs. Do you think that these places do they like get like an original? Like, I mean, you could do it if you wanted to. I know you don't, but you
Yeah.
could take like your what you have and you could duplicate those, right?
Yep.
Do that? Is that done at those places?
Oh yeah, never buy it in Vegas. Never buy it any. I don't. I would never buy it from any place that has like more than a bunch of autographs. Right? It's just
Okay, okay,
it's highly susceptible for risk. I mean,
Mm.
unless they've had the person actually physically there, like
right, right,
I
right.
would
They don't
not.
really even know, right?
No, there's a lot of Vegas places that have actually been shut down for that too, like where they've gone.
Really?
Yeah. Um, I would never buy anything from any of those stores or anything else. So
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always those are my favorite stores to go into too. Like right in
I
Vegas,
know, right, Gabe?
go in there and I'm like, oh look at it, they got
don't
Rocky
do it.
Balboa, yeah, Sylvester Stallone's
Yeah, with a glove and
signature on the
shit.
glove and or on
Yeah,
the shorts and like
yeah.
They even have charity auctions now too, where people like it's the hardest thing to hear. Like I remember when the Mayhew happened to me, I'm like, it's hard for like something that you got from somebody or a family
Mhm.
member bought it for you, and then you go and you check it out with like authenticators, and they go, you know what, that's not legit,
that
you
sucks.
know.
Yeah.
And it's hard because even charities are getting pieces that are Star Wars, and they're
Mhm.
not real, and people are bidding on them, so it's tough.
I know we're still looking at these, Jeff, but do you have one that pops out like like number one, your favorite picture that you own, and that was just the story to that it took for you to actually
Are
get
we are we gonna get do we have a picture of it? Where will we get to it?
I actually like the X-wing shot, and I like
the Vader
the
one?
cabin picture. I like the Vader one, and I like the Jawa one.
Oh,
So
I can't wait to
All
see
right,
it.
we'll get to that one. Okay.
Okay, cool. I can't
yeah,
wait.
there's a lot in there. So yeah,
I
just more
see what
plaque.
you're talking about. That's really cool how you're doing that.
Yeah, just more plaque stuff. Yeah, it's just Clone War guy. A lot of people
Mm.
don't like that statue. Think it looks like shit.
He kind of looks like Kylo Ren, like
Yeah,
almost like
it was
right. Like,
weird. They did like a face sculpt on it where they were trying to make it look like, you
Kind
know,
of does, Gabe.
yeah, it's
mm,
strange. I don't know. I like it with Kenobi, but
yeah,
yeah. So this is the Maul from Clone Wars. Sam.
that's a cool
I met
one.
him once.
Yeah, these are Nika. She was the voice Saj in Clone Wars. This
That's
Marcel statue. He loves the statue.
yeah, it's such a cool piece.
There's the Ralph.
Oh, look at his! You could totally tell like his hand, like his signature. You see that, Michael?
Starts to get shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have another one that's Beckett
Did
slab.
you ever meet him, Ralph McQuarrie?
Did not.
Oh,
No.
dude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's the Mayhew.
You
I'm
know,
not happy. I'm not happy with that cut, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
a little wonky.
A wonky cut. It's all right.
Yeah.
Nice one.
He's good. That's a book. That's the same thing. It's a book again.
Mhm.
So what is that material made of? That plaque guy doing these for you?
Yeah, Ariel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are bigger plaques though too, because the signatures are bigger. Like
Mm.
Carrie's signature can get really like big.
Man, I don't. That looks fantastic. I don't remember seeing your finished product of the Bausch, and I think it looks fantastic.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Cantina picture, Gabe. Click on that one.
Yeah, that's really cool. You got John Kerr, man,
Dude,
Baker, Phil Tippett.
Yep.
Dude, that is so cool.
So
yeah,
these are
man.
all of them. This is all 7 of the Cantina band.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So 2 of them are gone. Doug Beeswick, he doesn't sign anymore.
Mm.
So
Did you get these already done and just buy the print, or did you reach out to a lot of these guys?
bought the print, used the SWAU for like actually 3 of them, and then the other ones were con pickups.
Mm.
Jeez, man.
Penny McCarthy was tough because I think that was kind of a sudden thing. Yeah. So it's
That's cool.
all over. And that one's big. It's like 16 by 20.
So what's the feel? What's that feeling like, Jeff? Like once you complete, because this obviously as collectors, we're all about completing sets. We're all about like getting the collection of it. Like, how cool is it when you finally get it? You're like, I have all of them.
This one in particular is like because Doug was not signing anything.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten so bad, it was not signing anything. And you kind of like start to lean like, well, okay, well, it's never going to get completed,
Yeah.
right? It's going to be there. And I had an 8x10 that was signed by less people in the band.
Mhm.
And then I, was like, I need a bigger piece, right? So I basically went after this one. And then Doug opened up and started signing again
Oh.
and got it on his last like pieces that he was signing. But yeah, I love this one too. I don't know what to do with it either because it's 16 by 20. It's large. So if I frame it, it's going to be even larger.
Rick Baker, man, that's everybody's idol, right? All of the artists that we have on our show, Gabe, right? A lot of them
Well,
are.
dude, I mean, just right there, like John Berg, Rick Baker, and Phil Tippett, like just those
Yeah.
three people, right? Like that's crazy.
What did Phil do? What did Phil Tippett have to do with it? Did he
He was in costume.
Oh,
all these people were in costume.
Yeah.
So they were all in the Cantina band. All these people were in those costumes.
That's cool.
So, and like a couple of them were just like, I think a couple of them were just like secretaries on the side. Like I think Penny did do some other aliens, but like Kim, for instance, was like on the side and they're just like asking her like, hey, come over here and do this like little piece, right? We'll just get you in costume and sit here.
Jeff, you might, I mean, and this is just for the completest, in my mind. What if you got an 8x10 that you frame right next to it with
the guy we just had on?
Yeah, with Don. Yeah, right, because he was
Don B's
member on the special editions.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's my bad idea too.
See, hey, Jason has a good point, Gabe. And we've actually, Jason, thought about it. I don't know if it's been a long time since me and Gabe, even if he even remembers, but to have Ariel, I've never actually talked to Ariel about having him on and kind of going over. He does like a good majority of all of the collectors in our community stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's very fast too. The guy's like lightning. You send him a message and say, like, I can send him a message like right now while we're on the show, and he'll have a design punched out like tomorrow morning, and he'll be like, hey, does this look okay? Or like you'll send him an image and hey, can you put this image on there? And he'll do it like in like an hour and he'll give it back to you.
I've been using him for a couple of years now for some plaques, and he's in LA. So I literally, the process for me takes like 3 days. Like he'll message me back, he'll show me the image, I say yes, I pay it, and 2 days later it's in my.
He did all of the
it's so cool.
I have him for all of my plaques. I mean, all the things that I have in the room for plaques. I mean, he did all of my saber plaques. So every time I get a new saber in, I send him a message and get a new plaque. So
yeah, Lee did all mine. I just did like a write up, and Lee dealt with him because I've never again met him.
And there you go. Marcel was saying Ariel makes the MRC plaques too.
Ariel also makes all the Regal Robot ones too, from my understanding.
Wow.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Have you noticed, Gabe, the signature material that changed on the plaques with Tom from the last one that we've had, like from the Tauntaun era of the markers that they were using to. Did you notice that?
Did they switch it to something else? Or?
It just looks a lot thinner and like a little bit more professional. I think Lee actually said something to him about it.
Oh, the paint markers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The Max Rebo that I got still looks like it's Sharpie, but I don't know. Looks pretty thin. I mean, it could be paint. I don't know.
You should, for Michael's benefit, click on that one that's got the paper with the names on it. Right. Oh. So I actually added Matt Painter twice. So there's 24 names, right, on the Death Star picture that's in that grouping too, Gabe. I think if you scroll up a little bit, there's a
Yeah.
depth.
Oh, we'll get to it. Oh,
Holy shit, Lauren Peterson, Joe Johnston.
Dennis Muren. Oh, okay. We're gonna get to that. Hold on. Let's. Here's another Macquarie. Oh, two Macquarie signatures, or one of them is the
That's
print.
the portfolio print. But
portfolio?
look, see that one I got years ago now, and it's still in a rolled state because it was rolled and right, and it's yellow, right? It's
Mhm.
damaged. You can see dings on the bottom. I mean, obviously you're not going to get rid of it, but it would be a cool framed piece, right? But it's an iconic shot.
Hey, can I say something? And this, everyone's got their own opinion, and this is nothing but respect, Jeff. But I want you to know that this stuff that you're showing us is cooler than you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm going with this, right? It's the coolest thing in your color. I mean, I that this is so original, dude. And I know there's a lot of people that get the signatures, but you just don't see this very often. And this is just really, really classy stuff, man.
Yeah, this was one of my last pieces with Jeremy too. So this
Jeez.
one's big. This one's this one might be 16 by 20.
Oh.
So
Hey,
it's
if
a bad,
you, I know I'm
bad
not telling
shot.
you.
Bad
If
shot.
you ever off anything, you let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, there's some cool ones in here, Michael. Look at this one. I mean, this is probably my favorite one that I've seen so far. Like,
All ILMers.
I got to. That is, dude.
It's 11 by 14. All ILM guys. That's that page that you just looked at. It's
Is that-
24.
so
Okay,
yeah.
well, now, well, hang on. How did you come across that? All
Yeah.
those
So
signatures.
this is again, same people like so Star Wars, right? SWAU, right?
Mhm.
The guy that started that group with Beckett, Andy Luke. You know, he's good friends with a lot of these ILMers out in California. And that's where it came from. Like just slowly working through after years and years of them being around and doing signatures. And a lot of these guys, like when Andy found them and Andy started talking to them, they weren't being asked to do signatures. It's kind of like the
Right.
Kenner guys, Michael. It's like they were like, what?
Bill George is even on there. That's cool.
Yeah. There's
He's
a lot of different
very
guys.
involved in the community.
I like Joe. Joe just like basically writes out his name. He doesn't even like sign it. He just writes Joe.
Yeah, Joe Johns.
But
Hey, so is there like copies of this one, Jeff?
this is
So
don't know.
this is the
mine.
only one.
This is mine. I don't know of any other ones.
All right, dude. I mean, this would look so good in the studio gallery, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, dude. You don't have the room. I mean, you
Yeah.
got, too much shit over there, bro.
I
That is
used to have,
that is cool, man.
I used to have a Falcon shot where I was working through ILMers too that I sold like a couple of years back. But it was a Falcon shot with them. So
Yeah.
that's cool, man.
yeah, I like that one.
Golly, man. So far, that's my favorite. But I do like the ones that when you have anything with Alec Guinness signatures, just kind of like how Gabe was very original in how he did like the Obi-Wan signature. It's cool because he signed that,
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I like that you got Tony McVeigh on this, right? Like because not a lot of people know that he did the concept.
Yeah. So these guys are basically the people that were not the people that animated him and did the things like Legacy did, Legacy Effects did all that, but like these are like the designers and the voice.
Yeah.
So these guys actually mocked him up and designed him. So
What a fun show.
yeah. So this
Man, see, I'm really glad we talked that. We were chilling out, weren't we? Sitting on the deck, me and you. And then you started showing me a couple of these pics. I'm like, what the hell, bro? I never knew you had all these.
Marcel's question's funny. Random question. What's your price on the Death Star sign print just for fun?
Oh, shut up, Marcel. Don't even bring it up. Don't even bring something like that up. I don't even know why you brought that up,
I mean, okay, but let's okay.
I know what he means. He's right.
Let's talk about that a little bit because obviously each individual signature is worth a certain amount of money, right? People tend to pay.
Yeah.
But something like that, like where the Death Star, where it's not only just one, but like combined. I mean, at that point, because it's a one-off, and I'm sorry, Michael, I know because
Yeah, you just
I mean,
the one that. Why can't you ask him about like the Obi one
it
or the
is
McCreary one?
priceless
You
though
know?
at that point, right?
Oh,
Because
okay, it's priceless. Okay, great. There you
well,
go,
I'm just
Jeff.
saying when there's just no way. Some of these things, there's just no way to ever get them again, right? Like there's
No.
a lot
Dude,
of people
you're
that have
such
passed
a.
away that there's just no way you're gonna get them in that same picture. Sorry, Michael.
No, no, it's true, and that's again, that's kind of the John Williams thing, right? I mean, John
Yeah.
Williams is done. I mean, he's not signing stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're not getting John Williams right now. You got to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
And John Williams stuff goes from anywhere between like the card itself sells for like $400 or $600. It's the 3x7 card.
That's crazy.
So yeah, this one I am proud of. This one takes a lot of work. These people don't typically want to talk to collectors because people have been hounding them for years, especially in the last 2 to 3 years, because they want. These are all Kenner designers. They worked at Kenner. They were hounded by toy collectors saying, "Hey, do you have do you have the mock-up of Boba Fett? Do you have any other things from Kenner that you would like to get rid of?" And they just got hounded to death on stuff. They don't even like to. They like to talk about the story, but they always feel like there's going to be something else to them, right? These are the ones that I was able to track down via just going on like LinkedIn or through a friend of a friend or like Holly, right? So Holly Oist, she lives in Arizona. That was the one, Michael, that I was afraid shit she wasn't going to send it back because I sent 4. I have 4 of these. I sent 4 out and she sat on it for like a month. Like I thought that thing was never coming back. And I already had
you didn't want to be a pain in the ass, but
yeah.
yeah.
And some of the people were funny because even though it has in it, you can't find a Kenner logo picture. So it's like the proof of purchase I thought would be cool to add to it, but it's blurry. But the interesting thing is like some of the people put non-Star Wars stuff on it. Like if you see over on the right-hand side, the guy that signed that, he actually did the Alien toy also.
And then Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park guy. The guy that I'm really cool with is that Ed up at the top. He was the guy that came up with that early bird, right? So, and he's really cool. I mean, he would be good for you guys to have on the show. He would definitely talk and walk through some stuff.
That would be really fun.
That would be
yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to Jim Swearingen, and is that how you say his last name?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, he was real nice and said that he'd love to be on the show as well.
Lightsaber.
And you know what's crazy is a lot of these people, like Jim and stuff, they weren't traveling around like they are now.
No.
You know what I mean? And
Jim was the first one to travel around.
Yeah.
Jim is up at the top. Like he got really tight on his autograph, but see, he's up on the right-hand side, the photographer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
So I'm still trying to track down people for this. I have a book that has all of the designers and all the stories of their past, and I try to track them down. The problem with this piece is COVID completely shut this shit down. Like none of them want to receive anything from anybody, right?
Jeez.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. And I have 8x10 and 11x14 on these. So
hey, look at this middle one, Michael. TC name for long. So there you go. That's blame.
That's pretty funny, right? Hey, so what was I going to ask you? So back on that Death Star picture, I don't really care about it much, but I was just going to ask you on that list because I didn't get a chance to look at it. Is Steve Gawley on that list?
Yeah.
All right.
Is he on that? Actually, he was on the Falcon.
Oh no!
Yeah, he
was on the Falcon. I know he was on my Falcon piece that I had, but no, he's not on the.
Oh, you're gonna need that one.
No, I'm running out of room.
That ain't gonna happen though. He's not doing it. No more.
Look at this. Yeah, he's the Cantwell.
That was the original Cantwell I had, and then I got the other 2, right? just recently, right through a closeout. These are Beckett certified. So
That was before, guys. He was doing the twos and the froms.
yeah,
I got one of his very last signatures.
Yeah.
that
Before.
Fett one. That Fett one I've sent around a bunch of times. That one's tricky too, sending it around. So
Yeah.
Can you go back to that Star Destroyer real quick? So
Did you get Dom B's on this one?
yep, he's
Oh
on
yeah,
there.
he's on there on the bottom.
very cool.
Go back on what? The Star
If you don't
Destroyer?
mind, just yeah, that's really cool. Are these 8x10s?
These are 8x10s, yeah.
Did you see the one that Sierra sent me
Uh-uh.
on the wall with
Oh yeah, I think I did actually.
the jaw with the sink crawler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
So this one, everyone kind of recognizes this one. So tell us how you got the
Yeah.
maker.
Yeah. So there's an autograph chaser down in New York. He's actually a New York police officer. He does K9.
Mhm.
His autograph business is called K9 Autographs.
Mhm.
So he knows where all these guys like end up being and staying and everything else. This is from his collection, like his personal collection. I traded him something else that he wanted for this piece. That's the only George Lucas I have. So, and it is certified. So,
Yeah.
back of it. So,
What was it on? What, just a piece of paper?
a regular index card, like a piece of like it's thick like an index. So, but it doesn't have the lines. So, I want to get this one framed with the George Lucas picture where he's got all of the models around it. Because I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
that's
that'd be
cool for like a collection room, right? I mean, he's the ultimate collector.
that would be good in the studio scale room because that's what I'm trying to do in there.
Yeah.
I'm working on some very, that's my goal is to create all of the studio scale models. A good majority of them in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that Fett picture, Gabe, is probably one of my favorite ones. It's same thing. That's kind of like, man, that's been years for getting that together.
You
When
get
did
me
Joe
all
Johnson?
interested in this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know Joe Johnson. What he was one of the like in one of the stunt scenes or what? Or in
What
any
are
No,
you, the artist? Like,
yeah, so these are sketch artists. There's sketch artists in here. There's sound effect people in here. There's people that wore the suit. Like you have, so one of the autographs that people don't usually see is that one right in the middle that kind of looks like an N right above Jeremy.
Mhm.
That's Nilo Rodis, which basically did a lot of the design work for the actual outfit.
Oh,
That's
okay.
outfit. I also know the lady that actually did the sewing and some of the outfit work that she has agreed to sign this piece, but it's like I've sat on it because I'm like, I don't know if I really want to send it to her.
Yeah.
But she has like a band and stuff. Like she plays with another individual and she has like a band thing. And I've talked to her. She wants to sign it. They usually call her Mama Fett. Because she's a woman and right. And then everybody's messed with me too because they're like, why don't you send this in for Harrison Ford? And I'm like, I just kind of want to leave it as Fett.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
is that Ben Burt?
And then he's gonna upcharge you like to like $3,000.
yeah, exactly. I wasn't super thrilled with Austin because he signed it up on the top left in silver. This is one of those things where I gave him the pin and told him where to sign, and he still signed it up on the bottom on the top left. Would have liked it on the cheek, but yeah, this is running out. It's 8x10 too. I wish it was larger.
So speaking of that, Jeff. So okay, in the autograph world, because I know this because my buddy Justin, that also he's really into autographs.
Yeah,
he told me because when I sent one into the Star Wars universe, whatever, he was very clear. He was like, yeah, make sure you like tape up whatever you don't want. Make sure you make arrows, like post it. Is that what you do with all these? Like you kind of instruct them like to go there.
yeah. I mean, to a point where some of them you even have to like block off the other things.
Yeah.
Like you have to block off the other things because some of their, if you know what their signature looks like, because you have to study that too, on kind of where the things fit.
Yeah.
Right. If you have a piece like this and you start out and you get like one or two signatures, you kind of have to look and see how large is their signature. Is it a short signature to kind of start your layout, right?
Yeah.
And that's like Justin's good at that too. You kind of put the post-it notes and pieces of paper. Like sometimes you'll block out like one half so
Yeah.
that they don't sign there at all. Like it's impossible for them to sign. Yeah, no, definitely. You have to block everything out and tell them exactly where you want it and what you want there.
Like what
So
color pen and everything.
everything. So, yep. This one's cool.
Yeah.
Normally he doesn't. Normally he won't sign like Jonas won't sign like this. The Wookiee. He'll usually put his like Wookiee signature on the end, which is basically he draws a little like Wookiee. I didn't want the Wookiee, so I asked him not to do that.
Oh,
So yeah, and then the other Han Solo
Why
is.
is that? Why, Jeff? Why did you not want him to do that?
I just think it. I don't know. It just looked
I
kind
mean,
of
it's
goofy.
him doing it, dude.
I know, but it looked goofy to me.
Did you tell him that? Hey,
No,
so
no, I didn't tell him that.
I don't want your goofy signature. I want your good one.
little young Boba Fett. What's his name? Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried on one of those deals he signed for me. Me and him walked outside and we talked for like 30 minutes, dude. He was super cool. And anyway, he would draw a Boba Fett head helmet with
I know.
his,
I've seen that too. I don't like that either.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Right,
them. I
dude.
mean, it's them.
Gabe just said it. I don't want your shitty signature. Just do this for me, okay?
Do it normal.
Yeah.
I used to have this one framed in a like a black velvet, which was really cool. So it was black velvet with a frame.
What happened?
I took it out because I was gonna do something different with it. So, but yeah. Yeah, we've all seen those. That's the Ray Park. My dad stood in line for that one.
Go ahead.
He stood in line at Orlando Celebration and met Ian McDermott and Ray.
Oh, that's.
And where were you at? In another line?
Up here.
What
he
the
went
hell?
He went to Celebration for me. He got these signatures. So
wow, that's special.
Yeah, so these will never leave either. These are, and they're not my most valuable, but my dad got them. So
yeah.
Oh, that makes them very valuable.
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
There's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, Tim Rose. Yep.
It's cool that a lot of the people
Tim Donaldson.
that are on a lot of these signatures have been on our show. What an honor, right?
Some, yeah, I know. You got to get Tim McVeigh.
McVeigh. Yeah. So McVeigh was signing through the mail, and then people started abusing it because they were getting them back from him and then putting them on eBay and selling them. Yeah. So that's my only Frank Oz picture.
That's cool.
Hey, Carlos is asking a question, Gabe. Did George Lucas ever sign any Lucasfilm fan club? I can just say real quick what I know is he had a signature series that they duplicated and they would send to all the fans out there. Like it was like a card. I still have mine. Did you ever get one of those, Gabe?
No, remember I got the letter back from them saying that.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
When he wouldn't send a signed one.
So like Armando might know, but a lot of the older deals were the Banta tracks and stuff, but he never signed and sent stuff out ever.
Yeah.
Frank Oz used to sign on the streets, and then somebody.
What was that?
Yeah, so Frank Oz used to sign on the streets, like in New York and everywhere else that he was traveling around to, and he used to sign Yoda pictures. And what he would do is he would personalize them because he thought, hey, if I personalized them, you're not going to be able to sell it, right?
That's what Cantwell was doing.
Right. So then what people figured out, though, is there are ways to remove inscriptions.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So one of the guys that was street graphing actually said, like, hey, we just remove that inscription, like some jackass, right? And so then from that point forward, Frank Oz does not sign Yoda stuff. Like, he won't sign. He won't leave it be. And he's been offered tons and tons of money to sign, and he won't do it. So you got to get like lucky with an inscription removal or
Yeah.
right. So
Dang.
yeah,
So what's the story on this one?
the Oz,
Yeah.
same thing. That's my New York PD friend.
Oh, really? Same.
Yep, got it. And then we had it certified with PSA.
God, you spent a lot of time on those, man.
Yeah.
What's the cost to get something certified with PSA, and what's the process? How about that?
You have to send it in. You have to fill out forms. Like Beckett has a send-in form, and then it's based on the size. It's based on how many people are on the picture, what the net worth is. Like Mark Hamill, trying to get a certification on Mark Hamill is more money now. It used to be just a flat rate, but all that stuff's more money. So there's my Jawa.
I bet they want to know the story of how they got signed too, Gabe. Like for example, I got oh, dude, Peter Mayhew's signature on my pouch. You know what I mean? On
Yeah.
Chewie's pouch. How they want to know probably the backstory because my signature with him, it doesn't look very good at all. It doesn't look like the normal Peter Mayhew, but he passed 3 weeks later, and I have that on that Chewy.
Look at this one, Michael. This was cool.
I know, dude.
Yep. This
Is
is
the
the
guy
Kurt.
that was on our show on there? Oh,
Yeah.
Kenny Baker, dude. Look at that. He is?
Yeah. Bottom
Bottom
left.
right
Did
there,
you
right?
just get that done after he was on our show?
No, I've had that. So when they found out that he actually was a Jawa, and like he started going around and doing signatures. So
Yeah. Man,
this
that's
one's
really, really cool.
This one's pretty rare too because it has both Kurt's sisters on it, which one of them just refuses to sign any longer. The other one will sign here and there. And then you have both of the Diamond brothers on here also. So, and they were both Jawas as well. And then you got Kenny Baker. And
That looks
then,
just like the one on the head of my RT.
yeah. And then the Tim Donaldson was running, I forget her name, but she was also found as a Jawa as well. I think she goes by Hot Jawa on Instagram and stuff, but she's on the in the front there on the right. But yeah, this one's them carrying him off to the crawler.
That's really cool.
I like that one a lot. This one's cool. This is Mayhew, so this has both
Stuart Freeborn?
Yep. And
Wow.
K. And K
Oh,
Freeborn.
shit. And Ben Burt.
Yep. So this is everybody basically that touches Chewbacca. So these are Ben Burt with the sound, and then Kay and Stewart, right, that did all of the right costume.
Is this one that you sent out separately too, or?
Yep. Yeah, majority of mine, obviously you can see through the conversation. Most of mine I've sent out, or I track down somebody, or I get help along the way.
You brokered the deal, man. That you made it happen.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing.
K is a harder one to find too. Like Stewart's on a few things, but like K is harder to find on Chewbacca stuff. Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Here we go.
Is that an 8x10?
Love it.
That's an 8x10 carry. That one's valuable.
Did you get that one right in front of you, or?
That one I did, yeah. That's a Beckett certified.
Yeah, who was it that just said something? It was Armando. He says, I regret not getting Jeremy Bullock's autograph when he was at Frankenson's. I regret not getting her signature instead of waiting in that long ass line getting Mark Hamill's signature, because that's the only time I've ever done that in my life. That took forever. I would have seen her.
This is one of my only black and whites, and I just like it because it's black and white, right? It's just kind of like a tribute kind of thing. I don't really, a lot of people do black and whites too for signatures, but I just like this one is just my only black and white. So,
sure.
But same thing. I wish this one was an 11x14, but it's an 8x10, and it's, I don't know. It's a really cool shot, right? Because she's got the weapon, and like she just, I don't know. It's very powerful.
Yeah, she looks serious.
All right. Hey, guys, give me 1 minute. Okay, I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Yeah, sure.
So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things, Jeff, that you have that are that are not framed yet, or is that what's the? Do you have a plan? Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, these are, like I said, these are gonna, right? I'm gonna get them on like good camera, right, and get a picture taken of them and get them all digitized and put them up on the digital boards, right, and just cycle that way too. Like it's less space, and I can cycle through the signatures, right? So when people are in
Yeah.
here seeing it, right, you can cycle through them. And those digital pictures, Michael, are so cool. Like you basically can do hand gestures to move the picture along, right? So you don't
Really?
click a button or anything. You just come up to it and you swipe, and it moves the picture along.
And what are you? How are you going to do that? What are you doing?
Yeah. So they're Netgear murals, right? They're basically digital. They're high-end digital frames,
Okay.
right? You load basically what you do is you can Wi-Fi them from your PC. So I have
Uh-huh.
a folder. You basically can take the folder with all the pictures, throw them onto the mural, or you can actually upload them into your phone, use the phone to throw them to the mural.
So what does a mural look like? Is it
It's
like a
yeah.
what
Hold on, I'll
size is
show
the
you.
frame? What's you have it? Dude, look at that. I love that. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. All right. Dude,
So they have art on them right now, but they'll
that top
cycle
one
through.
next to the cabinet?
Yeah,
That's
it's a digital.
badass. Gabe, have you seen that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Jeff and I were talking about these, last year sometime, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
So like if you turn the lights out, that's lit?
Yeah. So
Like
what'll happen is
like a
the
monitor
mural.
almost.
Yeah, what'll happen is the murals will actually fade down, so they look more and more like pictures.
Okay, wait a minute. The twin suns there? What I just saw that. What's up
Yeah,
with that?
that's an
Same?
art piece. Yeah, that's a digital art.
Dude,
Same
nice.
thing up front. Look, see this?
Yeah, that's a big one. Look at that.
Oh, that's badass.
That's a TV though.
Oh, is it one of the Samsung ones, the frame
Yeah,
one? I forgot what they're called.
that's a frame TV.
Yeah,
What a great job.
So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like.
Jeff, go ahead and just keep it back over there. We don't need to see you really.
No,
I
I mean,
love
The art.
honestly, that's probably one of the most creative, things that I've seen as a
yeah.
collector, right? Because it's true. Like, in fact, today I spent all day fixing the garage so I could put up some just prints that I've not necessarily Star Wars prints, but just prints that I've had. And I realize I have so many just in, tubes in boxes that are never ever going to get displayed. So, I mean, what better way to do that?
Yeah, look. See,
Exactly.
Michael. Look. So you go back over again now.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that.
See
Can you go
completely
there?
different.
Dude, that's so cool. Okay, so what you're basically telling me is you're considering taking a lot of these awesome pics that you have, and they're going to
Mm-hmm.
be in there, so you can just see them.
Yeah.
They'll get their own little screen time.
Yep. So right now I have that set on cycle of I really like. I think 2-3 minutes.
Mhm.
So the cool part is like, so this is my office, right? So I work out of here during the
Right,
day, right?
right.
So, but it's cool. Like if you get off a meeting or whatever, right? And you're like, ah, that's a shitty meeting, right? And then you look up and you're like, you see some art or you see one of the signatures that you got.
Yeah,
It's kind of neat. I
that's
like
that's fantastic.
it.
I would love to, with the show, we talk about it all the damn time, is how we like to inspire or get inspired. And with this
Yeah.
studio gallery I'm doing, I want to just do something so different. And, you know, that's a really good way to, um, like, for example, that's just really, really good. I'm just going to tell you that's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I was talking about Gabe with, right? Obviously people get really weirded out about digital pictures and
Yeah.
right art and things like that. But I mean,
It's
you
your
have to
stuff
buy.
though. That's
Yeah.
your shit.
Yep. And that's like Gabe's talking about. You got tubes and tubes of things, right? So it's like get the tube out, take the picture out, take a
Mhm.
nice digital picture of it and upload it, right? So that way then you're seeing it, right? And it's refreshing.
Mhm.
So
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. This is
That's
a
really,
card
really
Ralph
cool.
used to send out. So
That's cool.
It's just a regular like baseball card. Same thing.
That's when he went to initials.
Yep.
That's cool.
These are all the Jabba guys for that scene.
Yeah.
So these are, I think the only guy I'm missing, I think I'm missing like the guy that did the burps and the guy that did the smoke,
Oh, yeah.
right? But everybody else is here.
That's
So
even Nick,
yep.
Yeah, you're so original about so many things since I met you. Gabe said it a second ago. I mean, I know you want to be different, and a lot of us do. How does your collection stand out? That's different. Like when Gabe first did his room, hell, he started this way back before people were
yeah.
even, and now there's 1,000 of them, right, Gabe?
yeah. There's a couple of accounts that I recently like discovered where it's like, I mean, exactly the same. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
I got all, I mean, look, I mean, we've talked about it, Michael, too, is like, I mean, look, it's an honor to just be on the show with you guys. I mean, to be very frank, right? I mean, I've been
Thank you.
following you guys for such a long time that, even when Gabe reached out to me and he was like, hey man, I want to use like one of your displays, like for like my like thing on displays on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, hell yeah. Like do it. I don't care.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Because that's where I'm getting my ideas from is from you guys, right? It's from the
Yeah.
community. And I realize that I've gotten a lot of those ideas from other people. And it's like, it's important for me to pass that on too. Like, if I come up with something new, like the bestas are Gabe's, right? Like I came up with that from Gabe, but
Yeah,
can I change it a little bit, right? And add some
that's
different
right. Make it your own.
Yeah, make it your own. Yeah, absolutely.
But like you're hoping the next person does that, right? Somebody else comes up with a different way to Vesta.
And I mean, it's I got a perfect example, and I love the fact that the community sometimes is very respectful and very like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
giving kind of paying tribute to where it's coming from. There's a guy who's he goes by That Star Wars Bloke on social media, and he just posted he did this really cool tiered display for his Regal Robot chess pieces. Beautiful. I mean, he got it perfect. Like just the way they're like laid out on there is perfect. And yeah, I mean, he's I commented on that, and he was like, "Man, it's just such an honor." You know what I mean? Like that I gave him props for that. I mean, you could tell he took some inspiration from mine in his theater room too. So it's kind of cool and that was the reason why I did that video, right? Where I showed everyone exactly what I used, exactly what lights, but everyone just does their own thing.
Well, one of my favorite things is my action figure for my original action figures, my original toys, and Jeff helped me do that. That's when we first really started talking.
Yeah,
and that's one of my favorite things in my whole collection.
Yeah. Well, funny. That's the picture that I used in my display video that I did. I asked Jeff if I could use that, and it's funny because like I kind of just like kind of went past that beautiful section of it because we were talking about the bestas underneath. But I mean, it was when I saw that I was like, oh my God, this is so impressive, it's so cool.
You know what starts that off, and we've talked about it on some other shows now too, and I think you guys have talked about it before too. And it's look, I mean, I don't know that my wife fully understands the passion and the addiction of the Star Wars world.
I don't think they ever will.
But I do give her lots of credit for like, hey, like, if you're gonna collect it, like, let me check it out and like see like how it's designed and like, like it can't be this cluttered mess on like a shelf. Like you can't have 100 things on the shelf, and it helps you, right? Because your spouse is then supporting you not only just from the collection part, but how to kind of organize it and put it together. And I don't know.
Right. I mean, everything I did in here was because of my wife. I mean, she didn't really have an input on what I was doing, but my goal was to impress her, right? Because ever since I had all my Star Wars stuff up and started displaying it, she always saw like, the little nerdy Star Wars stuff, whatever. But I wanted to show her that, like, look, you can make it look classy, like a museum, like something that is impressive when you walk in. So that was always my ultimate goal, not necessarily for people that were following my channel, but it was more for my wife, you know?
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
I mean, how many times I mean, I don't have a lot of people that actually come into this room. So it's like most of it is for family, right? I mean, other than the pest control guy and the cable guy once in a while, I mean, that's about it. So
Yeah, that's
yeah, you
funny.
do it with your family, and it's like, I don't know, I enjoy that part of it because people come in, they're like, wow, I didn't know it could be this cool. Like, and they
Yeah,
look at this. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you and Gabe were doing that secret door thing into the.
oh yeah,
Remember,
Well,
Gabe?
yeah, that's another thing me and Jeff, yeah, we talked about, because when we bought the house, that I wanted to do that so bad, but I like, there was just something, I wasn't pulling the trigger on it. And then Jeff, he posted, and I was like, man, I want to do that so bad, but I couldn't justify the price, honestly, at one point, right? Because
they're expensive.
and then not only that, but I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I don't know how to set that up myself. But after Jeff did it, I was just like, I
Yeah.
have to. So Jeff was my inspiration to like do it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love that door. It's funny because the pest guy, when he was here the last time,
Yeah.
he was on that side because he hadn't seen the room finished, right? Because he'd been in these months, right? So he's like, what happened on the other side? And I'm like, yeah, let me show you. And then he pushed it open. He's like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever. He didn't even care about the Star Wars stuff. He was
Right.
like, that's freaking cool. Like every kid wants that.
That's fun. He probably
An
did
adult.
it at his house.
Yeah, but he was like, where'd you get it from? And I'm like, yeah, this is where you got it from. I gave him all the information. But
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good for
gotta
you.
take care of the community. So
Oh man, that's awesome.
Nice.
yeah, he's a pretty standard guy. Greedo's around.
Yeah. I want to get his signature. I want to get a little plaque for my Greedo.
Yeah, he's been around since COVID, but he used to go to all the cons and stuff. So
Yeah.
that Akbar one, I love.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice of Akbar. So
Good job.
Yeah.
is it Jake Lloyd? That's an iconic shot.
That's
I
great.
remember seeing that poster before the movie came out. Too
Yeah.
bad it wasn't like that poster. Sorry.
Yep.
Such a cool little.
It's probably one of my favorite posters, like one of my favorite
Me,
Star Wars.
I love that too, Gabe.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think that might be the only picture I have signed from like the prequels. I think it is actually.
Yeah.
Like, because it's cool, right? It's just a cool shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool that you got him to execute Order 66.
My father again.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't realize he was so involved.
Yeah, it's my father again.
That's awesome. I love
It
this.
was really cool what you're getting ready to pop up that right there. It was really cool asking somebody that is close because we've heard the rumors, but the Anthony Daniels and the Kenny Baker thing.
Oh, they hated each other.
Yeah, but when you hear it from like Don, I don't want to spread rumors or anything, but the Don, when you hear it from somebody that worked close side by side with, these guys, it's crazy. I'm still in awe about Don B's and all these, just working next to George Lucas. And I mean, that's just such an honor to be a part of something so great like that.
And what's funny that you mentioned that, because that's the first thing I looked at in this picture. I looked at that little pinhole on the skirt.
Oh, that's funny.
We learned that from Don. So
yeah,
just by looking at this picture.
Oh, that's funny.
We could tell that it's actually a newer,
because of the camera thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny, cool. Dude. That's funny.
Yeah, there's the little pinhole.
I bet Kenny Baker didn't even know about that pinhole thing.
I think you're getting close to the end of the picture sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right at our 2-hour mark too. Good timing.
Perfect.
Yeah, this
I love that. I love that he put bleep on there. That's so cool.
He did that a couple times on it. Well, I did a couple of years in a row where he was putting little sound effects and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
That K Kenny, it's exactly what's on my art. Yeah. It's really cool. Hey, did you ever see Time Bandits, Jeff?
Yes. I love Time
that show. Have you ever seen it, Gabe? I know you have.
Yeah, that thing's great.
It's a great movie. So Kenny Baker there's these little band of thieves, and it's about this little dreamer kid, and
Mhm.
and Sean Connery's in the movie. Good actors.
Okay.
Oh, it
Shelley,
was great.
yes. Hey, Shelley Duvall, you guys know who that is? That played in The Shining.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she lives like 20 minutes down the road.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No, she's like you'd never know it's her, dude. Trust me, you wouldn't know. But
That's funny.
The that was Steven Stanton. So that's the guy. That's the guy that does Obi-Wan for. Right. So I wrote to him. He sent me some pictures back, and then kept that, right, because I thought that was kind of cool. He did a little private note.
you know who was that way with me is what's that guy's name? Uh, David Meir that played
Oh,
the Darth Vader sculpt maker.
oh, Brian
Brian
Mir.
Meir, yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got that stuff from Tom, I sent an email to his wife. Was super cool, and we talked about it. He was really cool.
That X-wing. So one of these is going to piss your friend off, Gabe, and I'll tell you the story when you get to it. But
I'm not sure.
Okay.
one of them is going to piss Justin off. So, but we can talk through it.
Oh, the baby the
Plaque.
plaque.
Yeah, I had a huge battle with him on that
Oh
plaque.
no.
But we can talk through it. I'm
Yeah.
cool. It's fine. So
Finally get it
some
cold.
really cool names on here. So if you look at it, you're like, there's 3 wedges on here, right? There's
Hmm.
Colin. You got the voice, Dan at the bottom, and then you got Dennis Lawson, which is what everybody knows as Wedge. So Colin Higgins, the guy on the top right, was the guy actually in the briefing room, right? That was Wedge in the
Hmm.
briefing room. And then they decided, they're like, we don't want him doing Wedge. We're going to give another guy Wedge. And they didn't use Dennis Lawson's voice for Wedge. They used Dan's voice for Wedge, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that's kind of cool. And then the guy that's right below Mark Hamill,
Mhm.
there's not a lot of this guy, which is Shane Rimmer. He's the guy. So he put Incom Tech, which Incom is in the universe, right, is the people that created the X-Wing.
Hmm.
And Sean is actually the guy that says to Mark, hey, this R2's seen a lot of damage. Do you want a new one?
That's so cool.
So it's
Not on
kind
your
of,
life.
you're right. And I love it, right? And the only thing that's missing on this picture, it's the same thing. It's like, I don't know that I want to send it out anywhere, but what's missing is Lorne, because Lorne is in the trash can.
Did you know that, Gabe?
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. I
That's
really
Lorne.
hope that we can get him on the show. That'd be
Yeah.
such an honor for me, for sure.
But I really want to get the signature on there. And like this one means a lot to me too, because we went there. Like I went there with my wife on honeymoon. So
Where's that? Where?
this is in Guatemala.
Oh,
So this is Yavin on Guatemala. So
you know where that area is?
yeah.
That's crazy.
So anyways, and then probably your last one that you can cover is the plaque on the top, the child one. So Justin, your friend, actually originally had this idea, where basically he wanted to go to the people that actually created, right, did all the work on the child.
Yeah.
Eye movement, walking, everything, right?
Yeah.
Designing everything. So when Justin originally posted this, I loved it, right? And I asked him like, hey, who are the names, right? And he refused to give me the names, right? So he's like, you got to go figure it out. So I did figure that out. But the thing that he did not like was the fact that the plaque was very similar to him. Right? He didn't like that we were using the same plaque and that Ariel gave the same.
But how else can you make it? I mean,
Yeah. So that's his beef with this plaque, so to speak. He has different names than I do on here. This is a work in progress, right? It's basically sending it back out to these guys. And this was sending it to John. So all the people that are on this one, I sent to John, wrote him a nice little note saying the child's been like the greatest thing for this side, like my wife doesn't care about Star Wars, but she loves Baby Yoda, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, and he walked it around and got all these people that were in the office to sign it.
Oh, that's so
That's
cool.
amazing.
So the only difference is that, right, I want Doug on it and I want Tony on this plaque,
Of course.
right? And Christian is not signing right now. So, and the Tamara woman was out of the office at the time. But if you look at it, and Mike was out of the office. If you look at it, like these are the people that make the child do things.
Right.
Like there's a guy for the eyes, there's a guy for head movement, there's a guy for walking in arms, right? And you don't realize how much goes into making Grogu do the things that he does. So, and then I did want to add Jon Favreau and Filoni to this, but then I figured that it was going to be so long that we would never see them that I didn't want to take a chance of never getting it. So I created a separate plaque that's just kind of, if they ever decide to sign or I can ever track them down, I've got it ready to go. So,
golly, man, can you imagine?
Probably a good way to wrap up the signature section.
That's going to take somebody, a stalker that finds out where they, just run into him. Hey, can you sign this real quick? I know Jon Favreau would do it. He's a cool dude.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be one of those situations where you're going to have to kind of run into them just naturally, and you're just going to have to always carry this around anytime you go to any convention or anything, just in case, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I appreciate you guys having me on. This is a part of my collection that not a lot of people have seen.
It's an honor, bro.
Like normally people see the statues and the other stuff because that's the more recent things, but I still track down signatures. I don't do a lot of it anymore, again, because it kind of got a little nutty and very drama in the groups. But I think it's starting to pick back up. I think it's, that people are starting to go to cons again, and people are starting to show up. So
yeah. Well, I think just like any other kind of collecting group, like it could be very competitive, right? As far as like, hey, I think a perfect example is that plaque with Justin, right? It's like he always wants to make sure he has the first thing signed, right? And that's his thing. Like he likes them to write the first lightsaber sign, the first whatever sign.
Oh, really?
He did that with the Darksaber.
Yeah. So that's he likes doing that. So yeah, I mean, everyone has their own thing. Again, kind of just like just like even this, right? Like, oh, Gabe with the Bestas, like, right? But I mean, everyone, it's not like I own them, right? It just
and sometimes I worked up on certain things, like I have the saber display, and I think I've talked to like probably at least 20, 40 people on like how to build that display. Like,
dude, it's beautiful.
But like I don't know. I guess I've never been that way as far as like, because I built off of everybody else.
Right.
Like some of these things are built off of like something that you did, Gabe, or something that you did, Michael, or I don't know, just passing it on.
Yeah. And that's what it's about, right? And again, that's what Collection Wars is actually about, right? About showing people's collection, not to brag about it, but like to inspire people. Like, hey, there's these so many cool things that we're collecting. It's just such a shame to just keep them in a closet or keep them in the basement or garage. Like, let's display them, enjoy them, while you can.
Well, like
most of every one of our viewers, they got these super cool collections. And
well, even I don't know. I mean, I become really close with Jason, like J2SO, just from other stuff, and like he doesn't have like a lot of money to go spend on like lots of statues and other things, but like I've learned a lot from him, just like the stuff that he does with like trying to on a budget, right? Redesigning a toy or adding something to the toy, or same thing with Joel. Like the stuff that Joel does is a freaking
they're part of the gang.
But yeah, it's all like education, right? You see something and you're like, okay, that's really cool. Like I'm gonna go try to do that because that was really cool.
Yeah. Anyway. No, absolutely. And again, that's what it's about, right? It's about inspiring it, and I mean it's working within your budget and what your passion is, right? And again, it goes back to that whole like, pick your poison, kind of focus on something. Unless you're like Michael, where you have the the space, or you know, to just collect everything.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Every collection type, you kind of got to focus on, a very narrow thing. And I just like how you incorporated your original passion, which was, the autographs, and how you're incorporating it now into like the statues and the replicas and all that. So
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate giving me the opportunity to show it, and
of
you know,
course.
it's a pleasure. So
Yeah.
You're,
So
you're,
let's
you're a classy dude, man.
absolutely, Jeff. Thank you so much. And again, you're a big part of this community now, and you're, obviously you're welcome back anytime at all. And would love to see, once you post, I'm sure you're going to post it, but love to see a room tour, once you get it
Yeah.
all up there. And
yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I know you got to get to Marcel's thing. I'm hopeful to keep working on the coffee table in the next couple of days.
Oh, super
Yeah, that's
cool.
really cool.
Coffee table. I got like a dog fight going on the top of it. So, anyways, but yeah, I appreciate it. So.
Cool.
Of course.
Well,
man.
thanks again, Jeff. Yeah, let's have Marcel, you want to jump back on real quick? Although the 30 by 41 looks like it's a
Ringer.
well, we'll see. Let's see. There's Marcel.
Ringer.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. All right. Oh, Marcel, it's somebody's echoing.
Me. It's me. Just a second. Just a second. There we go.
All right. Well, I didn't see any more hashtags, but if anybody's watching right now that didn't watch the beginning, if you purchased a 16 by 20 Collection Wars exclusive McQuarrie Marcel print, put hash on the comments, type in hashtag 16. And then we're going to do a random drawing for that one, and we'll see who gets
Can
it.
somebody do that for me? Just kidding. I know where I
It's like-
stand.
Michael, put it in there. I mean,
I don't know how. I don't know how to do that stuff.
you don't know how,
No, I'm
well, maybe can we comment from in here, Gabe?
I'll do it. I'll do it
yeah,
from
because I don't know how to
collection.
do that. Because I don't know how to comment in our private chat. But no, I know where I stand.
Okay.
I know where I stand.
All right.
but I
And
want Gabe's signature.
did we figure out anyone else who bought the big one?
Yeah, there was the one Cam Doodle dude.
Yeah. And then did we figure out who that is and everything?
Yeah, it's good. It's solid.
Okay. So I mean, I'm gonna do it just to do it, but it sounds like there's only one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the 30.
So hashtag 16.
Okay, you want to do 16 first?
Yeah, we'll do hashtag 16. So I see Mike's, I see Ravenwood, and is it just the two of them? I thought there was one more before.
Do you guys see that? Can you guys see what I'm sharing? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So let's do this. Everyone in?
There's just two.
The what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Wait, only 2 entries?
Yeah.
No, I should have.
What do I need to do to get her that some bitch? I just wanted that thing.
No, there's more than 2 entries.
There was more at the beginning.
Yeah, there was more at the beginning. Oopsie.
Let me go back.
Hey, Gabe, Denise just got home with Taco Bell, bro.
Ooh, I love Taco Bell. There's 3. Maybe I have to load maybe that's what it is. Like it's not. Let's see. Let me just
there's
double
Sean
check.
Stone.
Taco Bell and Port, Michael.
I love Taco Bell.
Denise has got the port right now. We just bought what are those called, babe? Those Moonshine.
Jose says he'll
Moonshine.
add himself in, and if he wins, he'll buy a print. There's no more 16s, Jose. They're all gone. So we'll have to be a 30.
So 3, yeah. So it is 3 and Michael, and that's it. Okay. Sean just put an extra one. All right, I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. Can you guys see that?
Let's do it.
That's cool, Gabe.
Oh, Steven wins it.
All right, good
Hey,
job.
that's cool how you did that. That's bullshit.
All right, so
Congratulations, Steven.
this is going to our brother Steven.
Yeah, that's my
Congratulations.
boy up there.
There we go. And if you guys
Congrats.
haven't caught Steven's episode from a couple weeks ago, you definitely got to go check it out.
Yeah, and he won at our panel.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He was one of the winners. Yeah.
You win
Yeah,
the Jedi rocks.
Yeah, good job, Steven.
All right. Now let's
And
do.
Steven, thank you for what you sent me, bro. I love it.
Oh, sorry.
So it's hashtag 30,
Oh, wait a
and I
minute.
believe it's just the one gentleman.
What?
It's hashtag
Well, I mean, we
30,
only
and
got, it's only hashtag 30. We
it's
already
just the
know.
one gentleman.
Yeah, we already know who the.
Yeah. So just drop it in there.
All right. Oh, 0 entries. Wait.
Unless Jose wanted to go and buy one real quick.
I know, right? We're gonna give him some time.
Jose, yeah, it's Thomas B. Jose, you gonna get it? Grab a 30 by 40. You get pass, bro.
Gabe, is it counting if they're here or not? Is that what's going on?
Well, they were here earlier.
No, I know, but if you're pulling in the steam yard, right?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they have to. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, there's only one. I don't know
Yeah.
why we're even
Just the one.
fussing with this.
Jose's gonna pass. That's all right, Jose.
All right. You know what? The winner is. Let me pull it up.
Sam Doodle.
Yeah.
Cinna.
All right. So
What's his name? I got to get it right.
hold on. Let me.
You know?
There you go. Cinnabon.
Cinnabon, right? Sorry, Cinnabon. Please forgive me.
Cinnabon. Okay. So Cinnabon and Steven, make sure you contact Marcel, Nancy, and then get those out to you.
Yeah, they'll be shipped with your print, fellas. Don't worry about it. It'll be great. Congratulations. Thanks for participating. Thanks for supporting Nancy and I, of course. And thanks for being here for the Collection Wars exclusive. There will be more.
There will be more. Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us on a Saturday. Jeff, thank you so much for spending some time and showing us your awesome collection. I know Michael's probably going to be
Hit me up.
Going to be on a mission for that Death Star. Yeah. You're muted, Michael.
It did mute.
There you go, Michael. You're still muted. Michael. Yeah, there you go.
Good. Y'all didn't hear my cuss words, so I was cussing.
All right.
I was cussing Marcel out for just bringing it up. You know what I mean? But he never brought up the fact that it was maybe $50, $60, and
Yeah,
priceless.
maybe get some talk about Mike.
Yeah.
You're my boy, dude. I'm not worried.
And thank you, Marcel, again for jumping on, and thank you for doing this exclusive and
That's fun.
and these cool plaques for our viewers. Really appreciate
Cool
that.
viewers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Have a great
For sure.
weekend, everybody.
Cool, guys. Well,
Jeff, me and you'll be talking soon. It's always good to laugh when me and you talk, man.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cracking up, yeah.
Yeah, for
Cool.
sure, dude. For sure.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. All right. Thanks,
All
everybody.
right, everybody. Thanks for your Saturday.